What's going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? It's Wednesday. I've been having some stuff to do on Sundays, so it's been hard, but I'll bring it back. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Ryan Fagan. I am a real estate broker here in New Jersey. I also buy property and am slowly transitioning into spending more time in Kenya. I have over 15 years of experience in real estate as an investor and as an agent and in a whole bunch of other fields in the real estate industry. I've worked as a mortgage loan officer. I've done property preservation and logistics after the foreclosure crisis, maintaining properties and getting them up and ready for resale after 2008 and the banks took or foreclosed on a lot of properties. My job was to take care of the properties, make sure that they're maintained, get them up into a condition to be able to sell, and then liaison with agents until those properties sold. I've worked as a real estate analyst for a commercial appraisal firm. If you're interested in learning about real estate in the US, that job as a real estate analyst with that firm was very, very, very informative. So if you're interested in real estate or the industry in general, you'll learn a whole lot. I definitely did. Um, I've been working as a real estate agent since about 2010. Part-time and then full-time later around 2015, 16. So I have a lot of real estate experience because of the affordability issues and because of just looking for opportunities elsewhere. I eventually found myself looking at Kenyan real estate. Part of that has to do with the fact that Ghana had the year of return. I was looking at going there, started looking at the real estate in that direction. I was really just, I wasn't coming to invest, but I was, anywhere I go, I tend to look at real estate. Uh, I, it was kind of expensive, I thought. So I started looking around, and it's a weird part of the story, I guess. But in high school, I dated a Kenyan girl, and I was like kind of close with the family. Food culture a little bit. I had an introduction, so I was like, let me look in Kenya, and started searching online, YouTube. I found people like Austin Holloman, which had a lot of content, and I said, this is more the vibe that I'm looking for. Then when I looked at the real estate, I thought you got more for your money, plus the infrastructure, strategic location of Kenya, the people, the culture seemed better than Ghana. I haven't been to Ghana. Sorry, Ghanaians. I don't know. This is only my online research, so don't kill me in the comments about any of that. It's just my interpretation. Ended up going to Kenya in January of 2024. Really loved it. Gave me a renewed sense of purpose because I am kind of half retired. I do run this real estate brokerage here, but I don't generally, although I am right now practicing directly with clients and helping people buy and sell properties. But generally, I don't. So when I came to Kenya, I really found a big sense of purpose, a new market to learn, a new culture, new business, new people. Very stimulating for me because I'm always looking for new things and to learn and to grow, really. And then obviously on the personal side, just looking maybe for some more peace, some more quality of life, and the respect of humanity and culture, and maybe getting closer to our natural beings. Because in the US, I don't know, we got so much time on our hands. We're coming up with all these weird issues and topics and redefining men and women and what we're supposed to be doing in life and all that kind of stuff. So I think Kenya really, is a little bit more grounded with some of that stuff. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach for me is the lifestyle and getting more grounded, but also the business and real estate. And it's turned into doing these lives and talking to you guys about real estate. I've purchased 2 properties. One is a 1-bedroom in Lavington that I rent out unfurnished. The second one is a 2-bedroom because I love Kenya so much I needed a home base. So I wanted to just get a property for myself that I didn't need to do Airbnbs. I can leave all my stuff there when I eventually I want to be able to frequently come and leave and basically have a home base over there for whatever I end up expanding on doing. Going to have some announcements on some business, a really big, and I think it's going to be a very helpful business announcement that's going to provide a lot of service for people within my discipline and experience. And we're partnering with some local Kenyan businesses to bring that to you guys. So that'll be coming out soon. And therefore, I need a place to stay and be able to get stuff done. And I don't want to be in transition all the time. So that's that. I also have 2 properties booked at a project called The Diplomat. I'm very excited about that. It's right over by Westlands. It's in Westlands, but it's right across the street from Westgate Mall. That property will be done in, don't misquote me on the year. It's March 2027, I believe. And, or 28, I don't know. It's a long time from now. Currently looking at land and some other opportunities, interest in farming, and what other business opportunities. The football club thing is also interesting. I think you guys seen me talk about that before. I think I forgot to mention that I also have U.S.-based investments. I bought my first property in 2010, 4-plex, rented out 3 units, lived in one, called house hacking. I was in the military. I spent 15 months in Iraq. I did 4 years total active duty Army, stationed in Mannheim, Germany. That's how I was able to purchase the property. I even used the VA loan, and then subsequently got out of the military. I went to Temple University. I have a bachelor's in business administration with a focus in real estate, and continued doing real estate. I worked as an agent, as I said previously, and I also continued to flip houses, purchase properties for rental, and built up my portfolio that way. I have been recently selling some of my properties and transitioning some of the proceeds of those sales to Kenyan real estate because of the affordability issues, but also in the U.S., if you want to own quality property, it's really expensive unless you're taking on debt. The average home here in New Jersey is $450,000. And for peace of mind and just kind of changing up the lifestyle, I don't like to carry a lot of debt. And so I've kind of made a commitment to not doing any mortgages or financing, even though sometimes financing can be good. Kind of COVID spooked me a little bit with the real estate market, and you could have a lot of net worth value, but you could definitely lose everything, even though you have a lot of value on paper based off of having too much debt and leverage against your property. So that's kind of the loose story of how I ended up looking at Kenyan real estate, because in Kenya, for an apartment, a high-end luxury apartment in that market, I mean, you could spend $50,000 to $80,000, and you're at the top A+ tier of the country as far as what you're able to purchase in U.S. dollars, right? So in the U.S., sure, you could buy probably a condo or something for similar prices, but you're going to be in not so nice of an area. So you can be at the top of the Kenyan market for the prices in the U.S., where you're going to be in a C or D class type neighborhood. And those are some of my reasons for coming to Kenya, and hopefully that answers some of the questions that I get from a lot of you guys. Some housekeeping. I've been working on the thumbnails. I know they've been kind of annoying and a little confusing. I think I have a solution to that, so we're going to come up with some new thumbnails. If you are into this content space and want to help build this thing up, editors, thumbnail people, someone that can post stuff. I am in the market, prefer someone actually locally in Kenya, just because I'm trying to, spread the wealth around. Plus, you guys will have more context to the content and how to edit. You can't give me crazy prices because the channel's still small. We don't make a whole bunch of money, and I ain't trying to spend too much out of pocket. But if you do have skills in these areas, let me know for the YouTube channel, but also for some other stuff that I have coming out as well. We're looking to build and grow. Another thing is the membership. Shout out to everyone in membership. I've been trying to get a members only video out every week. Members of every tier get early access to all the content, usually about 30 days before they go live. The benefit of that is that I am plugged in with some of the developers, especially on my next trip out there in January. You will become aware of these projects sooner if you're a member and be able to get a full breakdown and a good walkthrough of these new developments. And if you've been following the channel a lot, the off-plan market is super, super hot right now. And so if you don't book a unit, and I know this sounds like a sales thing, but it's actually real. It's real. If you don't book a unit early, all the best units get gobbled up quite quickly within, the first couple months. Actually, I should bring this up before we get into the main topic. But today, the main topic was actually requested by, I think it was Safari254, and other people have requested this before, and I thought it was a good idea. So I wanted to cover this guy, the wandering investor. He goes all over the place looking at real estate. And sorry, I'm bringing up like 8 different screens here at the same time. Bear with me for 1 second. He looks at all kinds of different real estate all over the place. And he came to Kenya, and he's come a couple times. And I don't know, you guys wanted to know what my opinion about his content was. I've watched some of it. I watched his original content before I came to Kenya the first time in 2024. But I really haven't watched that much. So this particular video, I skim over them, but I don't find much need of watching them because I have my own experience and I'm not really super keen, or like other people do their own thing. So I think it'll be quite interesting for my opinions on what he's got going on. I actually got this information today. Sorry, I should have prepped this up, but is it not coming up? I don't think it's coming up. Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can share this screen real quick. Hopefully I don't share anything I'm not supposed to share. Am I acting like an old person? I'm sorry. Yikes. Let me save it. Here we go. We'll do it like this. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. What's going on, commenters? I know we'll probably have less people because it's Wednesday and people got stuff to do. But I still wanted to bring this to you guys. And I think this is important. I just kind of want to show this as an example of what's going on. Oh, you know what I can do? Open it in photos. We can bring it over here. Okay, so this is Pandora, and this is the availability for the 4-bedroom. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. Oh, this is the 3-bedrooms. I'm sorry, I'm giving misinformation. So they haven't sold that many. The gray dots are what's been booked. Black is what's been paid, at least the deposit. What I wanted to note was this. This is the 2-bedroom. It's sold out, except for the 2 units right here Let's see if I can zoom in some more. Yeah, the 2 units right here, 2-bedroom, 94 square meters and 96 square meters on the first floor. Now, these gray ones, maybe they back out or something, but this stuff is all paid pretty much. So that's kind of to just give you guys an example of this project hasn't been out. I don't think it's been past a year that it's been available. So these are the 2 bedrooms, and then 4 bedrooms has a lot of availability. So I just wanted to show you guys that because it is quite in demand for those units. And actually, let me bring this back up. So guys, think about supply and demand. If all these are sold out, that means whatever you're paying for these units, and I could grab the price sheet and everything, don't have it off the top of my head, which I did think these were reasonably priced. If you have one of these booked, the demand is higher than the supply, meaning that the value of this property that you've already booked is going to exceed what you're paying for it before the property is even completed. And that's real talk. That generally is what happens with the off-plan stuff within the last couple of years. Now, can that change? Yes, because they are building a whole lot. But as of right now, there's a guy, Sid, who's commented here, and I actually met him in Kenya, and we looked at some of his stuff. And he's purchased in West Africa, East Africa, very, very knowledgeable guy, good guy. He has flipped properties in that manner. So I have like tangible information that that is a real thing that you can do. So if you guys don't know, the earlier you book these units, because they will continue to increase their prices in phases, which happens in U.S. New construction as well, is that the earlier that people get in, usually the lower price they get. And guys, I'm not trying, it feels like a promotion, but literally this is the case. What's going on, Safari? Good to see you. So this is the case. And I see your comment about Diplomat. Hold on, I'll bring that up in a second. So if you're interacting with the off-plan market, these are some things to consider, is that these units are quite in high demand, and even if you needed to flip it or sell it, the opportunity is existing for that kind of thing. Cypher 6210, can you please talk a little bit about the Diplomat and what made you interested in it? Pricing, why 2 units? So let's take it one at a time. What made me interested in it? The developer is good. I'm not going to even say that they're the greatest developer. They're wonder properties. I like that they are trying to build their own brand, meaning that they're standing behind their developments. That's a good sign, because some of the developers create they all create new entities, but Wonder Properties puts everything under its own umbrella and markets their projects, which means that they have some skin in the game as far as their branding and how they're presenting things. So it gives you a little bit more reliability. I've seen a lot of their past projects, which I thought were pretty good, and they do seem to get better with each one. Is what they'll tell you if you interact with their salespeople. The location is the number one thing. It's literally 150 meters, maybe 200 meters from Westgate Mall. And I like that it's on Paponi Road, which goes up to Gigiri towards where all the UN complexes are. It's not super close, but it is pretty close to where that stuff is. That's why they called it the Diplomat, actually, is because that's the type of clientele that they're looking to attract at that building. But I really like that location a lot. The next thing is that I like the options that they had for purchase. So if you're buying strictly for investment, they have a studio that starts in the 4 million Kenyan shilling price range. So just times it by about 7 for US dollars, 7,500, something like that per million. So, it's under 40,000 for one of the studios, although a lot of the good views have been purchased already. I think on a straight cash on cash return on investment, those units should do really well. So it's an early low price entry point to get into the market. I like that. I think that that unit may have the best ROI. But I'm still in experimental mode, and we've had lives about this previously where I don't really trust the rental numbers. I've spoken to at least 20, 30 agents about the market and rentals, and I ask the same questions every time. And I still don't know what the rental market really looks like. What are the prices? I could give you a wide price range, but I don't know exactly what something would rent for. And then I definitely don't know short-term rentals, Airbnb. I really, 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 really am not sure uh, the vacancy rate, because Airbnb is trendy because people are attracted to the higher number, right? They're like, oh, well, why would I rent it on a annual basis for half as much as I can get if I do Airbnb? But they're not seeing the underlying cost. That's where my 15 years of real estate experience comes in, because people don't factor in some of the hidden costs of real estate. So Airbnb has high cost of service and turnover. It requires more of your time or someone's time, which means it's going to cost you something more, because time is money. And although if you do it efficiently, I'm sure it's great. But I'm not confident on numbers. So I'm running an experiment. I have my one bedroom in Lavington, and now we're buying a one bedroom and a studio at the Diplomat. And I'll probably secure some more units and properties around, because owning more units also gives you, if you have a vacancy, it's not. So if you own one property and you have a vacancy, you're getting $0. You have 100% vacancy. If you own 10 units and you have a vacancy, it's only 10% of your portfolio is vacant. And so you're still getting 90% of what you normally would expect as far as cash flow. So more units gives you some more diversity, and having them in different buildings and different locations spreads out your risk depending on the development of the city and what goes on. So I think having more units is good. But I'm running an experiment because I want to see, does the one bedroom cash flow better based off of its cost, or does the studio apartment make more from based off of its cost, right? So it might gross less, but it might net more on an ROI basis. And that's funny because you see all this. I I went to school for this, and I do, um, you know, rental properties and all that. I have a history of that. I don't have as much of an academic approach as, for example, what we're about to react to, the wandering investor. And especially in Kenya, trying to do statistical analysis of the market seems like a waste of time to me, a little bit. Now, do I do it? Yes, but then I'm aggregating information that I'm hearing from people. Haas Consult, a real estate company, releases reports. I don't trust any of this information, which is actually part of the business that is coming out that I'm working on. So, with all that said, real estate is it's variable based, right? So, how much did you pay for it? How much does it cost to operate and own it? And how much cash flow does it make? And those couple of variables will determine what you should do, if you should buy it, or what you should pay for it. And so if you think you're going to make a certain amount and then don't, it could become a bad deal. So the numbers are important. My thing about the Kenyan market, as me, maybe other people have more information. I don't trust the information, and I wouldn't bet my life on numbers, and therefore I'm still dabbling around. That's why my first purchase was a lower cost property. I only paid 6 million for the Lavington one, right? I wanted to see what happens. I wanted to see if I got scammed. How does when I send the wire, what happens for the down payment? Is something bad going to happen? I don't know. I didn't know a lot in the beginning. So that's the whole point of this channel, is so that if you come or if you're interested in this, that you will have a head start and can take advantage of some of the things I didn't know, and you can land with more information. Just like for me coming to Kenya, to be honest, I watched a lot of Austin Holloman's original videos, and I kind of knew where to go and what to do and what the vibe was before I even came. That is what I hope this channel can do for you if you come to Kenya and you're looking at real estate or just looking to stay or do whatever you happen to be doing. Hopefully you have a bit of an advantage on what's going on, right? That's the whole point. Now, with these lives, because I can't talk about real estate every single day. It gets boring, and I'm not there, so what are we talking about? What's going on, man? How are you? Oh, and JB Travels. I'm sorry, I seen you in here. What's going on? I don't know if you're still here, but what's up? What's up? And Sunamana. What's going on, man? How are you? How's everything going? So, I think that leaves us in a good place to continue on. Oh, let me point this out, guys. This is a bit of a promotion, but it's also real. Don't just come and crash out. Don't just come. Talk to me. Talk to somebody. If you're buying property, at least talk to FKC Legal, because man, I'm seeing people getting scammed, taken advantage of. Here's a couple scams. Okay. Which one should we do first? I've seen this a couple times now. Someone will tell you that they can get you residency or a work permit, and they get you an ETA visa that you could easily do online in about 10 minutes, and you will pay a lot of money for it. Very bad thing. That's happened to a couple people. KRA pins. Somebody can get it to you. KRA pin is basically a tax ID number. You're going to need, if you're going to buy property or anything, even a vehicle or something like that, you need a KRA pin. For real estate, you're going to also need a Abdissalam account. So normal Kenyans with an ID can register themselves. If you don't have a residency, are allowed to have a KRA pin and an Abdissalam, but there's no mechanism for you to apply for it. So you need someone to do it for you. That is a vector for you to be scammed. Hence the partnership with FKC Legal, because they have a price sheet and you will get what you're paying for without the risk of being scammed. If you're buying property, and guys, I am a little bit different. First of all, the money that I'm using in Kenya, if I all went to zero, doesn't change my life. That's number one. Many people are coming in an idealistic way, and you're risking more money than I feel like you should be in certain situations. And then on top of that, you're not using the trusted people. It can work out good for you, but it's nothing to freaking play with. Okay, we're dealing, $40,000 for somebody is a lot of money. Especially you start getting to 80, 100 grand. I don't want to see bad things happen. And there are bridges that people have established that you're not going to fall off the cliff and lose everything. And I'm not just saying me. That's why I had Kia Wakesho Simmons from Traverse Culture, because from my observation, they are also a bridge that will keep you safe. I've been in real estate 15 years. I've traveled a lot, lived in Germany, traveled to a whole bunch of places. So I may be more resistant to it than some of you guys who are not in these businesses. You don't know what normal is. You don't know what business standards, like you're not familiar with contracts, real estate contracts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because Kenya does use British common law, which is very similar. So for me, it's a bit intuitive, and I could take the risk. I just think use the bridges before you, because they will actually save you money in the long run. And I know it sounds like a promotion or whatever, but it's also true. And that's why I only try to do business when I think it's good business, because all I need is one bad thing to happen, and then this whole content, a lot of you guys like the content because you trust what I'm talking about, right? So all I need to do is make one error and mess up the trust, and this whole thing is going to be messed up. Trust me, I'm aware. So been super careful about what we're doing here. How many properties do you own by now in Nairobi? Would you eventually only own properties in Nairobi, or would you want to keep properties back in the U.S.? Great questions. I own 2 properties in Nairobi. I own the 1-bed in Lavington, rent out unfurnished. And then I have the 2-bed for myself. The reason why I bought the 2-bed was more for convenience and timing, because it just so happened that they had the top floor available, and it was going to be finishing construction in about 6 more months. I guess maybe someone backed out of the deal or stopped paying or something, so I was able to get it. I feel like it saves me money, although it's a lie, because I could keep getting Airbnbs, but I just like so I bought a vehicle. I like to be independent. I like to get around on my own. I want to leave my stuff there. I have clothes there, so I could get on the plane right now with a carry-on and have all my stuff and be ready to go, which is why I bought that particular property, because I am looking to establish more roots in Kenya, right? There's probably a cheaper way to do that, but I don't know. My house is really nice. Actually, someone asked to do a house tour, so I'm like, I need to at least get it like something that feels like home. Yeah, so I still have 3 properties in the U.S., all here in New Jersey, actually, which is unfortunate. I'm going to keep those. I may actually sell one and pay off the other. Then I would have only my primary residence with a mortgage on it. So I would own the other property free and clear. I'm just trying to reduce my obligations. So, but I wouldn't leverage all my investments to Kenya, for sure, for sure. Let's not be naive. The election's coming up, and that could totally change this hot real estate market. At least temporarily, could stop. Is there overbuilding? I have no idea. There's so many guys. It's risky. Okay, don't let somebody tell you it's not risky. And it's risky on a mutual exclusivity, right? Like if you only have so much money, so either you buy a property in Kenya or you buy a property in the U.S. If the U.S. does better, then you're losing out. So let's not be naive about that. So with elections and all that coming up, there's a lot of risk. And then there's the risk of even trying to do transactions. That is a risk. My point of view on this, and this is stuff that we talk about in members only, or that will be talked about in members only, but I'll give it to you guys on live, is money that I make or bring to Kenya or that gets developed there will stay there, and money I make in the U.S. at this point stays kind of on the U.S. side, although maybe some of it finds its way to Kenya, right? And so maybe it's a 50-50 split. I don't really have like a mathematical allocation of my assets, but I have stocks, equities in the U.S., right? So I actually prefer stocks in the U.S. over real estate, which is crazy because I was the biggest advocate for a very long time for real estate investing. But I don't see the market right now in the U.S., and Kenya has just been incredible. Like we were just talking about, I mean, Pandora, the 2 bedrooms are almost sold out. You could flip the property. If you negotiated to make your purchase assumable, you could flip it before it's even done. So I think that answers that question. Yeah, I did, but I'll answer it again. It's all good. Got Fika, what's going on, man? How are you? Consult with FKC. Yeah, man. They get it, right? Like when I talk to Kai, the thing that we tell each other because Kai is obsessed with the lawyers and making sure you got the right people in place, even more than me. And so sometimes we'll take meetings together, and it all comes down to like, do they get it? Like, are they on the same speed? Like, are they on top of stuff? Do they care about the future? Because a lot of people are very short-sighted. So if they can get money from you like today, even though they'll kind of burn you, they'll take the money today, even though you could be worth much more money on a long-term business relationship. So we kind of say people that get it are more long-term thinkers, respond quickly, do business in a way that resembles kind of like what we would understand from the U.S. The political scene is for sure a risk factor. Oversupply, I think, is not a risk factor for the time being. In Dubai, they have been talking about an oversupply for over the last 15 years, still going. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be buying if I thought it was overbuilt, right? So I agree. It's like you see new projects come up so much that anecdotally can feel like, geez, this is like a lot. But if you look at like the population statistics and the growth, plus you have more immigration, I think Kenya in the region is number one in East Africa, obviously, while Ethiopia is a strong competitor as well. But even across the whole continent, Kenya is top 5, I think. And I think their future prospects are quite high. So, K. Waldorf. Oh, let me point out, because we're talking about new projects, Hefe Palace, haven't been there. You guys asked about it when it was announced a couple months ago. Really like the location. Don't know a lot about the developer of the project. They also have, I think, a studio that's close to 4 or 5 million. Quite interesting, but cannot endorse or say that it's good or bad yet, because I don't know yet, because I haven't seen it. And so when I think about buying a property, it's really about the developer. So I would not purchase anything there's exceptions, but generally I don't think you should purchase anything unless you look at their past projects. Right? So see, these are the practices that if you follow them, the precautions, it greatly reduces the risk of bad things happening. Because honestly, I don't really find Kenya to be that scammy. I think it's more than the U.S., but if you totally naively just go about things in the U.S., you will also be scammed, especially in real estate, construction, new construction. The guy falls off the back of a truck and wants to sell you some real estate land or do a construction thing. What the heck do you think is going to happen? It's just that we don't know how to navigate these systems the same way, and they work different. They work on paper, they kind of work the same, but in practice, they do not work the same. Came a little late. What did I miss on your thoughts about the wandering investor? We didn't even get to it yet, so it's coming up. I should do it right now. I got to figure out a way to mute my my WhatsApp here. People are messaging me. Actually, there's Kenyan stuff going on in my WhatsApp, which is I can't wait to announce this, guys. Talk about the word bridge has been coming up a lot. A bridge, a safe passage to, because people have money that they would be willing to invest, but it is risky and it makes people scared. So if you have the right pathways and guardrails to get somewhere, I think it would be good for everybody. Oh, okay. Yep. Wow. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's talk about the wandering investor. First off, I should go back. There's a bunch of videos that he did. Oops. Let me bring it up. I don't want y'all seeing my algorithm here. Hold on. Investor Kenya. Okay, okay. Oh. Wait, is this the layout I want? So he did, this was 2 months ago. High returns on Nairobi real estate, 3 case studies. I bought 3 apartments. This is the one no, this is not the one I watched. So he bought 3 apartments. Notice there's no Kenyan people in here or local native Kenyans. This was 11 months ago. This is the video I watched. I still don't know where he was at. Which one should we do? Should we do the old one or the newest one? Let's do the case studies.
We'll see.
Hello everyone, Ladislas Maurice from thewanderinginvestor.com, today in beautiful Nairobi, and I plan on buying 1 or 2 apartments. Hello everyone, Ladislas Maurice from thewanderinginvestor.com, today in beautiful Nairobi, and I plan on buying 1 or 2 apartments here in Kenya's capital city. And in this video, I'm going to explain why, and we're going to meet up with my agent Pratik, and we're going to go have a look at a few apartments and do all of the numbers in terms of ROI, rental yields, etc. in detail. So look, I understand that Kenya has its fair share of challenges, the biggest one being the high debt burden of the country. Kenya's debt to GDP ratio is almost 80%, which is really high for an emerging market, and debt interest payments by the government represent over 30% of government revenue.
All right, I kind of want to check this because the last time I looked, how can I share this? Oh, I can only share one screen. Oh no, I can do it like this. Kenya debt to GDP versus US. All right, we're chat GPT in it, so see, okay. This is like what I don't really understand about this. Sorry, it's a little cut off, but you can see they're giving it 67%. He said 80. Again, how the heck are they collecting? This is my thing. How are they collecting data in Kenya? Because a lot of stuff's going on and it ain't recorded. But also, the U.S. has 124% debt to GDP. So out of all the money made, the U.S. owes 124% of what's made every year in debt. Total debt, not debt payments. Now, he did say for an emerging market that's concerning. But this narrative about the debt, I don't know. I feel like it's a thing that people say. But I'm not that, guys, I'm not an economist, so maybe it is bad. I don't know.
So effectively, the country is probably heading into a debt crisis in the next few years. Is this concerning? Yes, but also I'm not too worried about it. One, because I'm going to try to play it, and I'll explain how a bit later in the video. But overall,
well, that's interesting. I don't want to get too much into politics because if you know, Kenya's been adding more taxes and trying to collect more tax revenue through a multitude of ways. That's how the original protest for the finance bill came along. But at the same time, they keep borrowing and spending. So to me, like they're doing an affordable housing program. Like, are you trying to pay the debt or are you trying to, you can't spend and save at the same time. So that is confusing to me. I don't really understand the strategy.
Because you can find a lot of value here in Kenya in the center of Nairobi. You can find brand new real estate here for about $1,000 a square meter or a bit less than $100 a square foot, which is quite impressive. And the rental yields are high. We're looking at 10 to 12% gross. Because the reality is, even though Kenya has its challenges, a lot of this debt was used to build infrastructure that increased the capacity of the economy here. So a whole train was built and all of Nairobi now has this like brand new highway, which really changed things for the city. And there's just infrastructure development all over the country. So obviously,
so if you're spending money on things that should help the country generate money, that is a good thing.
A lot of it was wasted. I mean, government is government, but overall the capacity of the economy was raised, and it's an economy that's relatively well diversified for African standards. It's got a big services economy, which is growing fast. Its agricultural side of the economy is also quite developed, with a lot of exports to Europe and to the Middle East. Tourism is thriving as well. And generally speaking, Kenya is the hub of East Africa. So whenever big corporates want to expand in East Africa, first thing they do is open headquarters here in Nairobi, which you can see everywhere. All the big companies you can think of, they're all here in Nairobi. They all have expats here, local employees, regional employees. So really Nairobi, you can feel that it's an economic hub. Also, the demographics are very positive compared to the rest of the world, where the fertility rate has essentially gone down below replacement level in most of the world. North America, South America, Europe, East Asia, Southeast Asia, increasingly South Asia as well. But in Africa here, the population is still booming. So as part of a diversified real estate portfolio, having exposure to such booming demographics.
I do want to talk about that because it's I think for the continent, but for people that want to come to the continent as well, it's an opportunity of a lifetime because all those, I mean, if you're in Kenya, like, even the law firms or like the places where you expect to see old people, you see very young professionals. Like the whole country is like Gen Z and millennials, right? And even younger. And that's really exciting. Again, on the political side, I hope that they could figure out ways to get people to work and work for a living wage that they can have a good lifestyle and be able to one day elevate themselves economically as well, right? You don't want to just be working so you can pay for your food and shelter, but have some extra so you can do something.
Graphics is definitely something I want to have. So Nairobi Metro currently has a population of 5.5 million people, and by 2050 it's expected to almost double to 10.5 million people. So I want exposure to this at these valuations, at these rental yields, even though I understand that there are challenges, but investing in Africa does not come without challenges. You just need to be able to write it out and be patient.
Hey.
Hello, Pratik, how are you?
Hi, Ladislas, how are you? Good?
Good. Let's go check out some real estate.
All right, cool.
One of the things I really like about Nairobi is how green it is.
Yes, so Nairobi is the city of many rivers and the city under the sun.
When I hear rivers, I think flooding and real estate.
It's not necessarily the case. Again, you have to choose the right development. There are many rivers, but smaller in size.
So how long have you and your family been in real estate here?
it be flooding. True, what he said. It depends where, but it be flooded in certain. Like you will not be able to drive your car. See, this is why I have a truck 4x4. Okay, and I want to put the snorkel air filter on it because it floods. You see salespeople. How he said that? Not really. Yes, really. But it does. But it's not a lie because he said it depends where. But kinda.
We've been in real estate for 15 years and over, and we are also third generation in Kenya.
So where are most of your clients from?
Most of our clients are local or just within this region.
Do you have people from outside of Africa?
Yes, so increasingly there have been a lot of expats that have been coming into Nairobi, and they have also been investing.
So these people, these expats they're buying, where are they from?
There's a mix of different types of expats. There is Americans, Europeans, the rest of Africa, from Asia as well.
And what about diaspora Kenyans?
Yes, many diaspora as well. They are looking to send back money.
You know what's ironic about me and my channel is, and I'm humbled and honored by you guys. But the Kenyan diaspora, when I'm in Kenya, I've met with so many awesome diasporans from Kenya, and the fact that you guys want to like hear from me is really flattering. But also, I'm like, why do you guys want to hear from me? Like, you're from Kenya, you don't like. Friends, family from, would know more. I try not to overspeak my own knowledge, right? So I'm like, wow, okay. But it's honoring and it is nice that you guys want to meet and hear what I have to say about my point of view. So thanks, guys. But the Kenyan diaspora is, I've met with more of you guys than anybody else. So I think that's a trend. But you see, the wandering investor, he's using all statistics, like here's the population, which is good. I'm more like anecdotal, intuitive in how I approach this stuff. And I think it works, especially on the continent and in Kenya, because I don't find the data reliable. But that's my point of view.
And most importantly, invest in Nairobi once they leave the country.
Yeah, because going around, we're checking a bunch of developments together, and a lot of Kenyan Americans are buying here in Nairobi. They're just comparing the returns they get in the US compared to the returns they get here in Nairobi. For them, it's easy to buy here. They understand it. They can have people manage it. They're not worried. They're not scared. So they're investing heavily here back in their country, which is a good sign.
Yes, 100%. They feel confidence as well in investing here, as long as they pick the right investment and, like you said, get somebody good to manage it for them as well.
Where's all the traffic at?
So who built all these new highways?
Chinese. The Chinese, specifically the Chinese have built these highways. There's been an increase in public-private partnership agreements that the government has gotten into, but most of the time we see that it's the Chinese that they're dealing with.
And when you're here in Kenya on these highways, you see all the big brands here. You have Total from France, KPMG headquarters is here. Before that, Mug and Bean, you had a bunch of South African brands. There's KFC, Burger King, etc. So it's usually the first step of an international company's foray into Africa, excluding South Africa, is typically Kenya.
Yes, we see that a lot, and increasingly over the last number of years. I mean, if you see the number of KFCs that have set up, it's quite a huge number, and it looks like it's going to keep on growing as we go along.
That looks like James Kashuru Road, by the way. But the cool thing about Kenya is you got CJ's and Java House that do really well as well, which I like to see, versus KFC's as like, oh wow.
So here you can see
That's James for sure.
a lot of real estate developments, billboards. EcoBank is here. It's a big West African bank. Look, just greenery everywhere. It's a really pleasant city. I lived in Africa for 7 years, so 4 years in South Africa, 3 years.
Oh, and actually, gave a good point. One thing I love about Nairobi, despite you guys complaining about it being too built up, it is still very green. And I hope that with the new zoning plan that comes out for Nairobi County, that they have some standards to keep the greenness. I know you guys are very skeptical because you just say everything's corrupt and it doesn't matter. I still think it matters, but I could be naive. You guys know better than me, but I really hope that's incorporated in the zoning plan. And I forgot to talk about this in my introduction. I'm on the zoning and planning board in my town that I live in. So I have real life experience about this, and we've been trying, because we used to have a lot of farms here, and now because of Amazon, there's a lot of warehouses and a lot of construction, and every time anyone wants to build anything, everyone pretty much complains and says to not allow anything. The sentiment of people is very similar to Kenya. Like I see the resistance to the development, but it's like, but people are born every day, like we need space. But how can we make beautiful spaces that aren't overly burdensome and costly to build, that makes it even more unaffordable, and build in a strategic and a good way, like maintaining green space, but not, like how can you maintain green space in the midst of heavy development? I think it can be done. Let me do some comments here. Ryan, you so inspired me. Thanks, Marie. I appreciate your comments earlier today. Famous Shy KO. Hi, Ryan. I'm seeing developers building smaller units in size. Do you think it will continue on this trajectory, or what causes the shift? Older apartments are much bigger and spacious. Because the land value is so high that you can charge more per unit and you can get more units. So probably it's more profitable to do so. And then many people that are living in the city are going to be younger people with not families, or travelers or people working in the city. And then and the reason why I'm thinking this is because this is kind of how the US develops, right? Like people are in the cities, and then once you start having family, you get your wealth together, you'll move out of the city to go to the suburbs where there's more space for the cost. Like to live in New York City is incredibly expensive. You're going to have really tiny units at really high prices. So as the city develops, people are going to go further and further away from the city center to get bigger and bigger spaces. I mean, it's just generally how things work with development. So, heard you mention Amazon. What's that like in Kenya compared to the US? So I was worried about not having Amazon in Kenya, but Kenya has something even better, which is basically boda drivers. And now you could do Uber Eats, but everywhere that you order from will send a boda or a motorcycle delivery person to deliver whatever you want. Like literally, it's faster. You'll get it same day. Like even this is kind of a members only thing, but I have I did a deal with a wealth management company. Get in the members only for more details. To sign the contract, they sent somebody to drop the papers off directly. So like anything that you want you can get right away. So don't worry about Amazon. Now the pricing for certain things could be, if you're like, one thing that people will spend more money on, but you don't have to, is like skin and hair care products. If you want US products, they're going to cost more. TVs cost a lot more. So certain things cost more, but other things are very accessible and easy to get. So you won't really miss Amazon, honestly.
In Ghana, I traveled all over the continent, and I can tell you when it comes to quality of life, Nairobi is absolutely up there.
See? How's he getting these drone shots? I need a drone operator that don't want to charge me $800 for a day. I got a drone. Actually, there's a drone like right behind this table. Like I have my license and everything, federal aviation license for a drone. So I know how much this stuff costs. Y'all tripping.
We'll see what actually people are interested in apartments, which is more like the amenities and things like that. Later, we'll go and see the individual units, talk a bit about the numbers as well. So, I mean, as you can see, there's quite a few good spaces here. Pool tables, relaxation areas, table tennis, mini co-working kind of area, and all fully kitted out. This is where people like to hang out, do some work. There's a nice bar area kind of thing here.
And this is what people are looking for in rentals these days.
Yes, and developers are also offering the same. So as you can see here, we've got a fully kitted gym. We've then got a heated pool.
The gym's be limited, guys, when they say fully kitted. Do you think it would be better to purchase larger apartments to cater for the future tenants who would prefer larger apartments, targeting larger families moving to Kenya? This is like my whole spiel about the numbers. This is a mathematical question, but the problem is I don't think the data is reliable to make an educated decision about this. I can only give you off of the top of my head. I think the smaller units have a better ROI than the bigger units. You'll also see, for example, I showed the Pandora availability. The 4 units, there's tons of availability. The 2 units, there's literally only 2 first floor units available. So you'll see that for many developments, though, that the larger units are not purchased nearly as much. What does that turn out to be with the rent versus the return on investment? So what you're getting in rent versus what you're paying for it, I don't know. So I really can't answer that question other than my intuition about it is that the smaller units, that's why I like the studio, because I think the studio makes the most money for what you're spending. If you're only doing investment, don't think about it in like an emotional way, like, oh, families will live here. Well, most families are usually prefer to not live in the city, and that trend is going to continue as the place develops more. The only people that are going to, super mega rich people would consider living in the city if they have a lot of business in the city and have to be in person for a lot of that business. And then they're going to want to be somewhere very, very high end exclusive, I think. That's what I think. Why the guys sound fresh out of India if he's, because the British brought Indians with them to Kenya. And so there's an Indian population in Kenya. But if you notice, the wandering investor in all of his videos doesn't work with any native Kenyan people, which is, I'm not a fan of that.
On this side, it's heated to a nice temperature.
Like, Zorhan Mandami, the guy who won New York, he's Indian from Uganda, and Idi Amin kicked the Indians out of Uganda, and his family came back. They must have had a good business there, because apparently he comes from money. Interesting.
I mean, this is all you could want in a set of apartments.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, but, okay, check this pool out, right? Like, all right, it's next to the gym. Are there chairs? Like, what do? You just go in the pool. What happens when you come out? Now you're getting water all on the ground. Like, some of these
swimming pool's very nice. The water's warm. Like, I really understand why people would want to live here. And there's also a play area for children.
Yes, always. So this is the children's play area and has got quite a few entertaining modules or nodes in it. And this is pretty standard in most new developments in Nairobi.
Look, I mean, this is one of the reasons I like investing here. Booming demographics, people have children, people value these things. Most people that live here, a lot of them have children, especially the 2-bedroom units. A lot of them have nannies. They come here during the day, entertain the kids. And it's effectively a standard product offering for such type of developments in Nairobi, correct?
Yes, it is expected.
You'll see the apartments. They're really nice for ridiculously low price points and all of these amenities. So let's go check it out.
So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment valued at about 11.5 million Kenyan shillings, which works out roughly to US dollars 88,000.
He didn't say where he was, but 11.5 is kind of steep. Not steep on the 2 beds, I guess. That's probably Kilimani or Kilileshwa or something.
500.
Cool. So 88K gets you a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment with these finishings that are honestly
Them finishings probably don't come with it, especially that wall panel right there. And sometimes that light don't come with it.
quite nice. There's really nothing much to say about this.
Notice, is he going to point that out?
Square meters?
So square meters gross is 121 square meters.
Cool. So it's really important for foreign investors to understand when they invest in Kenyan real estate that all the figures are gross. So it includes not only the walls, but also a share of the common area.
Yes.
So you need to, use a bit of a factor here.
Guys, this is why I F the numbers, to be honest. And this is my whole thing. You get these numbers, guys. It don't mean nothing. They add in the common areas. So when people tell you data, I'd be like, whatever. I listen, because if you watch my videos, they're like 68 square meters. Oh, okay. What does that measure it? Measure the net space. It's not 68. But if you don't measure the common areas, what the heck does that mean? Nothing. So then you make a spreadsheet off of price per square meter. Now you're making decisions based off of price per square meter where the numbers don't mean anything. So I know I seem a bit more reckless than some of these guys that want to wear button-up shirts and khakis or whatever and do statistical analysis, but you're doing statistical analysis off of numbers that don't mean anything.
We're going to use, I guess, about 20%.
Sir Charles Murray said, I think it's overpriced. So my 2-bed, I paid 10.5, but I got a discount because I put all the money all up front. Because the project was almost done, but they still gave me a big discount for it because I think it was in the 11.5. Ryan is always an inspirational veteran, as I can't wait to meet him in person to teach me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know how to take compliments. I'm uncomfortable. Thank you. It's in Kilauea, and the apartment is Leishwa 1. Ah, thank you. Do you know which is the best international health insurance package for a family of 4 that you can use in Kenya? Traverse Culture is a better person to ask for this, to be honest. My point of view is that we have this Western mindset of insurance, and I feel like insurance is a scam that has made healthcare costs insane in the US, because go to a Kenyan doctor and just pay for what you need, and it'll be like a reasonable amount from my understanding. And I've seen people, go real quick and get a prescription, and you can get it right then. You can even get it ordered, comes to you. Healthcare, actually, I would prefer to deal with the Kenyan system and pay cash. I have the VA. When I come to Kenya, I'm probably going to do something with Traverse with that full health assessment and just pay out of pocket, but they do have insurance. Like for your car, you have insurance. I have Liaison Group for my car insurance. I'm pretty sure they do health insurance. I know they do like life insurance and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that company is better than another company though, but it's a Liaison Group. But this mindset that you need insurance or you're screwed is different, because it's not going to be $100,000 US to get an X-ray, So totally change your mindset about it. But insurance is, if it's catastrophic or something or whatever, it's especially when you have family. But paying out of pocket could be better. Thanks for breaking this down. Very helpful. Thank you. I saw you talk to Mary, by the way. She Said that you have spoken to her. Ryan, where did you buy the 10.5? I can't tell y'all because I lived there. Sorry. What do they mean common areas? I guess this is, I don't like the hallway. I don't know. I like the elevators, like it could be anything. This is my point. When you get into the weeds about it, it doesn't mean anything because some are including this, some are not including that. I just disregard it, to be honest. Like, what are we even talking about here? Sorry, I was on a long tangent.
Percent to remove to get to an estimated net.
Yes.
If we really wanted net, we'd have to measure it, but no one really does this in this market. That's
Sweet.
not how the market operates.
Yeah, it's based on gross value.
Yeah. So if you
doesn't
were
mean
going to do
anything.
net, taking about 20% off, you're looking
Like, do those cabinets come with it?
just to compare with other cities in the world.
Yeah.
Not that it's relevant to this market, but just
I'm glad he said that. Not that it's relevant. Okay, I'm back on board because I was getting triggered. That's why I stopped watching because I'm like, this doesn't mean anything to me.
to get an overall impression of value, you're looking at what?
About 95 square meters.
See, about he pulled that number out his ass.
So in terms of values, it's working out to be just over 900 per square meter.
Irrelevant.
And in terms of square feet, just over 85 per square.
Just over. Is it 85 or 80? Because what are we doing with this information? Are you gonna look at the different projects and put those numbers against each other? Because they're not accurate. So what are we doing?
Square feet.
Sorry guys, I get triggered. I'm triggered.
Square feet in terms of US dollars.
Closing costs here are roughly 6.5%.
Yes.
How much should I expect in terms of rental income from this if I were to buy this?
So from this unit, about 100,000 shillings per month. That equates to about just over 750 US dollars per month.
So let's say
I'm sorry. Nerd Novatech, what's going on, man? How are you? Let me hear the number now that we know where this is.
And in terms of square feet, just over 85
I'm
per
triggered.
square feet in terms of US dollars.
closing costs here are roughly 6.5%.
Yeah.
I never did it by percentage. I should look at my contracts and see what my closing costs were.
How much should I expect in terms of rental income from this if I were to buy this?
So from this unit, about 100,000 shillings per month. That
100,000 for a 2-bed in Kileleshwa. Sounds accurate.
equates to about just over 750 US dollars per month.
So let's say, Pratik, I buy this apartment and I hand it over to your family agency to do all the property management
don't do
and to
that.
take care of everything. So the rent is
There is no property management, really. But I get it. Hey! Nerd Novatech with the super chat on the 369 AED. Is that Australian dollars? That's a lot of money. We're rich. I'm going to Atlantic City later, guys, today. There's a league of municipalities here in New Jersey after the election. All the people that work in and around government come. And it's a whole big party with a bunch of corny nerd people, but it's a good business opportunity, so I go. And everything's free. Square feet makes sense when it's warehouse. For residential, it's hogwash. If the numbers were accurate, it would give you a good comparison because it is confusing when you're looking at different apartments. Like, for example, Emerald Springs and Westlands, which was a very nice development. Their one bedroom was quite small, so it's when like if they're telling you the size number, it'll give you a perspective of what you're going to be encountering, which can be helpful, and it can help you make a decision versus, because in my mind I kind of just put all the one bedrooms in a category, but it would be better to calculate per size, but you cannot do it because the information is not accurate. In my opinion, you could do whatever you want. I don't care. Oops, sorry. Appreciate you guys.
It's clear. What is your fee for finding tenants?
So the fee usually in Kenya is about 1 month's rental as commission, but
That's the same as the US, by the way.
This is on average about every 18 months or so.
Okay, so
Yeah?
people don't just stay 1 year and they stay a bit longer.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And the leases are typically 1 year leases, 2 year leases? Because I heard of people signing 3 year leases.
So it's open, again, on the tenant's discretion, but usually more than 1 year.
Got another member comment here. Drink more water. What's going on? Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. My husband and I will definitely have a consultation with you, Ryan, before we buy. I appreciate that.
I like this right here.
Guys, talk to somebody, please. And people aren't trying to make a whole bunch of money off consultation, but you got to have some kind of limit on your time. But anyone that's consulted with me, they could text me. They get full access to me to help out, and then if I'm in country, we meet up usually. AED is UAE Durham. Oh, some money funding our okay.
Is what the lease would be.
Guys, Sunday, I'm gonna have to ban people for that conversation. I don't know if you guys watch Frank Zanu with the Rethink podcast, I think. I'm gonna get canceled. I'm gonna say something that I shouldn't say or something because it's a controversial topic, but we're gonna get there. Today we're doing real estate. Sunday is gonna be messy. Everybody be on your best behavior, but that's gonna be an interesting one.
What about your property management fee for collecting rent and making sure things are fine?
So for a full service, where it's all included, it's around 6.5%.
And what about the HOA or?
That's a reasonable property management fee. But honestly, there's almost no management to be done. But I mean, if you have property all over the world, it makes sense.
Or service charge to take care of the swimming pool, the elevators, just everything?
So for this particular 2-bed unit, it works out to be about 8,000 Kenyan shillings per month.
Okay,
Yeah.
So yeah, this is really not much at all. It's like $55, $60 for all these amenities, and it includes the property tax in there, right?
Yes, yes. And on top of that, there are a few incidental costs that you need to take
He just skipped the property tax question. Well, not skipped it, but he didn't address it.
care of.
If there's a leak or whatever.
Yes.
So essentially this gets us to a net yield pre-tax of almost 7%.
Yes.
See, and this is I could be wrong here, and honestly, you should do this work and do these numbers because this is how you really should analyze this stuff. I really don't think that this means a lot as much as people think it does. Well, the cash flow is not that bad though. Stamp duty, legal fees, incidental cost 80,000, rent 100,000, 95% occupancy. Fee for this isn't bad. That's not bad. I take it back. This isn't that bad. That looks pretty good. I take it back. I'm
7%.
sorry.
If I task you with finding such investments, is it relatively easy for you to find? Can you find something like that?
I mean, as you've seen in Nairobi, it's almost everywhere. And yes, quite easy for us to get an investment and to match somebody's needs, especially in this city.
Cool, and now we're gonna check out the 1-bedroom, and apparently the yield is even higher on that one.
Yes, high on that one.
Oh, that'll be interesting. So, guys, someone had asked earlier about if it's better for more units, and I suspect that the smaller units have higher yields.
Let's go check it out.
So this is the 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment.
No, Nerd Novatech. I think the 100,000 for the 2-bed at this unit at this place probably makes sense, and all those fees were pretty accurate based off of everything. When you rent it unfurnished, so actually I do think that's a good information. where it could be the Airbnb, that's where it's like, I don't know. But also, I don't know, 100,000, could you get 120 for it? But that's within a reasonable range. Like those numbers aren't bad, actually.
The same development. And this apartment gross, in terms of gross square meters, is 76. And that works out to be about 55 in net terms.
And
I think it's fine as long, dude, there's no way this is 75 square meters. This is smaller than Emerald and Emerald 68, unless that bedroom's real big. Nice view.
the price,
Price is 8 million shillings. And in US dollars, that's about 61,000, just over 61,000 US dollars.
so $60,000.
8 seems high for a 1 in Kilileshwa, but the prices have been going up.
Gets you a pretty nice 1-bedroom with heated swimming pool, full amenities.
I got the Lavington one last year at 6.
I mean, a nice view. This is
Bigger than this as well.
objectively a nice view. It's never going to get blocked. There's
Wow.
buildings here that are not going to get destroyed.
Yes.
So this is interesting. So
Whoa.
how much would the rent?
Whoa. What? Hold on. Can we see the mouse? Why do you not think this will not get redeveloped right here? I made a members only video about this actually last week. What's stopping? Like, why would that not get? My number one thing about buying in Nairobi right now is look at the lots around it. I can't really tell, but like when they look like this, why would that not get redeveloped? Hey, Nerd Novatech, you're the man. I appreciate you. Yo, when I check in everybody else's live in the community, I see you in there, dog. I always see you in there. I don't know. That if I see buildings that are underdeveloped that look kind of like that, they could definitely get.
For this?
So for this 1-bedroom unit, we're looking at about 75,000 shillings per month.
And how easy is it to find tenants? Like how fast is it?
So my property in Lavington rents for 60. Kilileshwa, can you get more at 75? See, this is where I get funny about the numbers. I don't know if the difference is that big. Maybe I'm underpriced. The other thing is, it's like, who's marketing the property? It's not like you have an open market exactly. So one agent might be able to get you 70. If you have a crappy agent, he might only be able to get you 60. That was one of the problems I was having. Because once I got more agents involved, I was able to get somebody in there quite quickly. But the agent I was working with was like, oh, he was like, a whole bunch of units are completed. You should lower the price. And then I got a different agent, and I got somebody in the first like 2-3 days of having that agent. It matters a lot. It's not like the US where you put it on Zillow and everyone sees it, and it's a more transparent market.
You can find tenants very quickly. I mean,
Yeah, Lavington is more prime than Kilileshwa. Yeah, well, but are apartments in Lavington more prime? Because Lavington has real, like, old money type people over there with the nice houses that they got. But apartments, that's why I bought that property, though. I love that area. It's very green over there. And now they got Kalamata. Oh,
I like this right here.
City boy, city boy.
these are rapidly urbanizing areas of Nairobi,
Yeah.
and people are looking to move into these areas almost every single day.
In the numbers, we put an occupancy rate
this place is pretty small for 78 square meters.
of 95% to
Yeah.
get to real net numbers. So using essentially the same metrics and
I
stuff.
think the occupancy rate is the other big question mark. I think the unfurnished market, you should have it almost always rented. Airbnb is where I have an issue because people are always looking for properties long-term rental.
Slightly lower service charges or HOA, we're getting to net yield here of almost 8% pre-tax, which is really interesting for such an affordable place in a booming city. You have to get used to.
See, but it's only 8% if you rent it at 75,000. And this is my issue. Can you get 75 for it? It's within reason, but why am I at 60? You know? So, I'm not sure. Lakeshore House is located on Athaya Road. There are a lot of developments on the street. The area is in the border between Killa, Lakeshore, and Lavington. Prices are going up.
The quirks of emerging market investing.
Yes.
For whatever reason, I don't know if it's cultural or not, the sink is not in the bathroom. The sink is here. So, I don't know, you emerge from the shower and you.
I hate that so much. I hate it. You got to wash your hands in front of everybody.
Go brush your teeth and put your makeup and whatever here. Is this common?
So you will find it in a couple of developments.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But I mean, it's not stopping tenancy rates.
It's not.
So
yeah. I've seen a few developments with this. Even 2-bedroom apartments where one of the bedrooms has their sink almost in the living room. So look, there's enough choice that you don't have to buy this. But even if you do, it doesn't seem to be an issue for the local market. But yeah, if you're trying to get expats, that probably won't fly. But I mean, there's enough.
Right.
So who's the target market for like a building like this?
Building like this, I mean, it could be anybody, but mostly locals. They would want to move into this. And, in terms of the rent being affordable as well, that's mostly the market we would target.
Yeah, cool, fantastic. All right, let's go check out the next development.
Sure. So, Ladislas, we just saw a completed development. Now I'm going to take you to an off-plan development, which is under construction.
So tell me about this neighborhood. So it's in the same neighborhood, Kilileshwa. Just tell me about the area.
There we go.
So like I said, it's rapidly urbanizing. There are many developments coming up. It's still got green areas and many people want to move to this area. There are a lot of corporates here. A lot of companies have set up. So a really prime neighborhood in Nairobi.
Cool, but it's not prime, it's just kind of prime.
Yes, kind of prime. There is still...
I agree. Westlands is prime.
Other neighborhoods that...
Kilileshwa, Kilimani, Lavington, etc. are under that. Should try looking at property in Southern Africa. No, I don't want it.
Would go into that prime region.
There's a lot of liquidity in this neighborhood. People are constantly moving here, etc. It's growing fast. I mean, there's a lot of construction. So can you tell us, Pratik, about the tax situation? Because when you look online, the withholding tax on non-resident individuals buying here is pretty high.
So we don't see that as much of a deterrent in terms of investors in this country. On top of that, we're here to help everyone and guide them through the process. Like I said, not much of a deterrent when investing in Kenya.
Yeah, like I've.
How does that answer the question? Don't worry about it. What? What's the taxes?
Talked to a number of foreign investors here. No one seems to be worried.
Yes, the outlook is good. Things are fine.
Okay. I translate that to say, don't worry about taxes. They won't know. The tax, if you make under like 100,000 or I forget the number, it might be $1 million in rent, is just 10% of the gross rent. You can elect to be taxed with expenses and all that in a more traditional way if you have more, I believe. We covered that with FKC Legal when they came on. Actually, we're going to schedule them to come on again and talk about some things, as a lot of you guys have spoken with them, and now we're going to come up with best practices, top 10 questions, stuff like that. So Lakeshwa was built by the Pandora developers. He didn't say it on camera. Yeah.
So Pratik, tell me about the payment plans for these off-plan properties.
So usually your payment plan is over 2.5, maybe 3 years, with probably a percentage down payment required initially.
And this is essentially the way I see it, because I mean, there are properties that are priced in US dollars, other properties that are priced in shillings. I like the ones that are priced in shillings because I'm getting essentially a fixed mortgage in many ways.
Yeah.
I'm getting to short the Kenyan shilling. I'm of the view that in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll probably see a devaluation of some sort of the Kenyan shilling. Right now, as of the day that we're
Yo, this, okay, this is probably, I don't know how currencies like affect everything exactly, like on a deeper sense. When I first came to Kenya, I was in Kenya right at this time. And then when I came back, I was around this time and I was like, stuff costs more. The heck is going on? But if you're a foreign buyer, this is a big deal because especially if you're on a payment plan, your payments are calculated in Kenyan shillings. And so if your exchange rate gets more or worse, it changes what you need to pay each time. I don't understand how it's been stuck at 129/130. It's not moving very organically anymore. I don't understand that. He is saying that he thinks because of Kenya's debt problems, quote unquote, that the dollar will gain against the shilling. But honestly, when Trump came in and wanted to do all the tariffs, you would have thought that the dollar would have gotten stronger then against everybody's currency, but that didn't happen. Look at this line. It didn't do anything. So this exchange rate's been kind of weird because it's not moving in any direction, especially with the elections coming up. Back end will be good conversation, but not living cause. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know how the election affects the currency. I taken an international business and economics class before, and comprehending the factors that affect currency rates. I know some fundamentals, but then the fundamentals didn't do what I expected the fundamentals to do. So I don't know if I know anything. How would you imagine tariffs help us currency, if anything? Well, this is what I'm saying. Just on basic fundamental, like if you go to school, tariffs, first of all, taking in more taxes generally should strengthen against your debt, should strengthen your currency. And tariffs generally, I don't know how to explain it, but I just know that if you charge tariffs, your currency should go up against the other currency that you're trading with. Check me, but I believe that's true. I'm not trying to claim like that I'm super smart in this topic. The shilling has been at 128. Yeah, what? How does it freeze right there? I feel like there should be more fluctuation. Global trust, deep. Yeah, so I agree with what you're. Hold on, I'm frozen. Why can't I bring this up? I'm trying to bring your comment up. What happened? Oh, here we go. This is correct. So initially, the tariffs should have done what I was saying, but then he took them off and then put them on. I don't even know if we have the tariffs going on or not because it was so chaotic. And so, like you said, if people don't trust your country, your currency is going to go down regardless of some of the other factors. And I think that's maybe part of it. What currency is he paying? It depends. The pound has become weaker to the shilling. Really interesting. They want to print more money. 180 a few months ago. Now it's like 168. Yeah, so that could affect you. Like if you have a 3-year payment plan, those payments get harder to get if your currency your main currency that you use weakens against the shilling. It's like the yen in Japan. Certain currencies seem to be kept low against the dollar on purpose. But how do they keep it? I don't know. See, guys, I really don't know enough to. How do you make your currency stay at a certain exchange rate since it's an open market, is it not? Gold prices are skyrocketing. Yeah, gold's up. British pound has strengthened against Kenyan shilling year to date. Well, I'm confused. You guys are saying opposite things. I'll look it up in a little bit, but I want to continue on.
Recording this video, it's about 130 to the dollar.
Correct.
But back in February, it went down to 160.
Yes. So I mean, towards about a year and a half ago, we were at 105 probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of stabilized, but I mean, the devaluation is a possibility. Yes.
Yeah. So I think it will happen. I'm not buying because I think it'll happen. I just see the payment plan over 2 to 3 years fixed in shilling is a nice call option on a potential devaluation. If it happens, then fantastic. My last payments will be a lot cheaper.
Yes, agreed. Lakini council, kanjo watakuwa sawa.
He's speaking Swahili. See, third
I didn't know
generation.
you spoke Swahili.
Yes, yes,
Sawa.
yes.
Do you speak it fluently?
Yeah, so we can have conversations with anybody.
How did you learn it?
Just growing up, it comes naturally, and to do business, obviously, you've got to make your way as well.
It is kind of weird that like the Indian community doesn't really become part of the Kenyan community, even though they're third generation. Guys, when you go to these construction sites, there's a million people working there. Like I showed it to my buddy that we flip houses together. He knows about construction. He's like, dude, how are there so many people working on this?
So, Ladislas, this is a off-plan project
They had a metal gate. I didn't like that.
that we have got current investors in, and we usually send our clients to this.
They have a off kitchen. Where is he at? Got to put your safety beanie on. Guys, it's cold. Ice fell from the sky yesterday. Hey Ryan, do you pay block service maintenance charges for the apartments that you own? You pay a service charge or HOA fee, we would call it. Member, by the way. Shout out to you. It's so small that I can't even recall what my my service charge at it's 5,000 at the one in Lavington because that's an investment property. But at mine, I think it's either 5 or 6 or maybe 7,000 shillings a month. That pays for all the common areas and stuff.
It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom worth 8.8 million Kenyan shillings, roughly around 68,000 US dollars. And in terms of gross square meters, it works
8.8 for a 2-bed. Where the heck are they at?
out to be about 86.
So it's like really
is an oak?
small. I'm not too sure, maybe 60 square meters net, something like that, but
Yes.
super efficient.
Yes.
2-bedroom, 2-bathroom in there. And what
'Cause
about
it's
rental
small.
returns?
So rental return is probably about 85,000 shillings.
So in the end, we'd end up with
Okay. So this smaller one that you buy for less rents for more? Where is it? Like, there's not enough information for me to really know, but this is what I'm talking about. You can see the logo on the front of Prosperity when they pull in, but I forget. Oh, yeah. I've got,
like net returns that are fairly similar to the other units.
Fairly similar. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool. And the amenities?
So the amenities, they are going to have a swimming pool, gym, social area, just the usual that they're now providing in Kenya. But what's different about this is you can add a smart home component on top of it for about 2,000 US dollars, which will then control the entire house through Alexa and Google.
Cool. So, obviously this would be without the furniture.
Yes.
This is a little odd. I saw this in a few places.
The sliding doors.
I asked one of the developers. He said that half of people ask for these for the separation between the living room and the kitchen, and half ask for it to be removed. So I guess it's very cultural, depending on which ethnic groups or wherever people are from, the type of cooking.
I find that Kenyans typically like to cook away from, like the open concept is more like a modern Western concept because people like to cook away. First one was 100,000 for 2-bed. Yeah, that's a little. I don't really get it, but I don't know where he is, right? Because if you go in Westlands, it's all the numbers are different. But this is not in Westlands, I don't think.
They do
Yeah.
all that. They ask
But you see, like if you put this in a spreadsheet, the ROI on this is way higher.
for this.
But like it's like I don't know. We'll continue.
Okay, and there's also a 1-bedroom.
Yes, which is here. So Ladislas, this is now the 1-bedroom component. It's about 61 meters squared gross, and it's going for about 7 million shillings, which is equivalent to just over 53,000 US dollars.
This is not bad for $50,000.
Yes, very good investment.
Look, and this is the sort of thing that you need to watch out here in Nairobi. There's a lot of construction. It's pretty easy to get a building permit, and neighbors will not hesitate to build. So you see this here. The view is nice and
Yeah, I think I think the setback is like 3 or 6 meters, so they could build very close to your property.
green. There's like a house, etc., etc. In my mind, if I buy this, I'm pretty sure that within 5 years, there's going to be
Yes.
a big building with also about a
Absolutely.
5 meters. So you'll be about like 10 meters away from another building. I think this is fairly
Yes,
likely.
that's a possibility.
Yeah. You just need to be aware of this, that it's likely, or you need to find to get units that have an unblocked
This is Neptune.
view where you're sure, like the other one,
Yes.
that 1-bedroom, that one was really nice, where you know they're not going to build in front.
So higher floors.
Yeah, higher floors. Cool, fantastic, and similar returns as the other one.
Yes, similar returns. So
That makes
Ladislas,
sense.
now I'll take you to a sort of higher-end development.
Oops.
Egyptian and Turkish developers have constructed this, and
Who's that?
you can now see the contrast of difference between where we went before. In terms of the range of developers in Kenya, you've got the Chinese, you've got the Indian heritage, you've got the Somalis who have come in, you've also got Egyptians, Turkish, from Eritrea, Singapore. So there's a whole mix of developers that have now come in and are very interested in the Kenyan market.
The real estate industry here is very, very active, and they each have their own reputation, right? Like I notice when I speak to people, they're like, "Oh, this is Indian. Oh, this is Eritrean. Oh, this is Somali," and it just, if they say that, it implies.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't like the implications based off of the nationality of the developer. I've seen good Chinese. I've seen bad. I've seen. I don't know. I've seen good Kenyan developers. I've seen ones that were kind of mid. I don't really care.
Something each time.
Yes, so I mean, you're looking at how the quality of finishing is, and you know how long the apartments will last for and things like that. But
Based off
yes,
of
there is a sort of
nationality.
implication every time, or every different ethnicity of developer.
And this development we're going to see is in which neighborhood?
We're still in the Kilimani, Kileleshwa area, which is like before. Again, rapid urbanization and premium developments as well.
But a bit closer to the center, that one, right?
A bit closer, yes. All right, so Ladislas, this is an apartment. Actually, my family and I personally bought a unit in, a 1-bedroom unit. And we chose it because of the reputation of the developer. We are interested in higher-end finishing. And we came to a decision that this was the unit for us.
When is it going to be complete?
End of this year, 3 months, so almost finished. As you can see around us,
would be
works are
now.
still ongoing, but most of the units are actually done. Cool.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. So Ladislas, this unit here is worth US dollars 81,000, equivalent to about 10.5 million Kenyan shillings.
So it's priced
Two
in
beds.
USD.
Yes, you do get those units in Nairobi that are priced in USD.
Wait. Is this the one on Riara Road?
Monthly rental here, including service charges,
That's
about
ugly.
85,000 shillings, including, yeah, as I said, including service charge. And that yield works out to be just under 7%.
Net yield.
Net,
before income
yes.
tax. Look, it's
Whoa. Wait a second. Now he's saying in Kilimani, 85,000 in rent. 10.5 purchase price. Okay.
probably about 30% more expensive per square meter compared to the Chinese development. How can you explain this?
So mainly it's just the finishing. I mean, you get good solid doors, you get granite kitchen countertops, you get Bosch appliances, you get a heat pump, you get tiling everywhere, the flooring is good quality. And I think personally from our point of view, this
You come in and there's cabinets in your face and you're paying more, and then this is ugly. This is what, like, no. No.
this is why we chose this unit to invest in. The gross square meters is 54, which makes it a bit more expensive per square.
It's a 1 bedroom. Guys, when I'm there, I've looked at stuff and be like, I don't understand how this is priced this way and why anyone's buying it. That's nicer. Why do you even care that much about that? Because like it's so small, you could renovate it for almost no money anyway. But people buy everything because Nairobi is very international, so people view things very differently. That's why I'm having such a weird reaction to this, because that's ugly to me, and I would walk out of there instantly when I hear the price for what that is. Like, I wouldn't even go to this project.
Square meter, but you do get all the nice finishings and the top quality, which makes it a valuable investment.
Yeah, so you can definitely tell the difference.
You could buy the Diplomat right now at 6-something million for a 1 bedroom, similar size in Westlands. But these places will rent easier. They'll rent easier than what? I don't think they'll rent easier than like the ones that we probably would think are nicer. Why are you writing in all caps? It's not necessary.
And can you talk about the amenities as well?
So more amenities than usual. You've got a heated swimming pool, you've got a basketball court, steam, sauna, social hall,
Okay.
a walking track as
Sauna.
well, which is a few more amenities than what you would usually get.
I am going to buy one or a few apartments here in Nairobi.
Benjamin, I gotta disagree. It's not a waste of money. Because Benjamin, look at the real estate values in New York City and what people are willing to pay to live in a shoebox. Now, you might not want to do it, which I get. I wouldn't do it either in some of these places. But it's not a waste of money, especially for investment or if you like that lifestyle. Dude's excited about those Chinese developers. I don't care what nationality the developer is. I just look at each project on its own merit. I do look at their track record. I don't care. Because I walked in one Chinese development and there was like broken tiles already in the show house. I was like, why is this your show house? And interesting fact, guys, I don't post everything that I look at because then I don't know what the laws and rules, and I'm not trying to like blow somebody's business up by giving them a bad review. So like if I think a project sucks, you probably just won't see it. Oh, talking about the guy in the caps. Yeah, I don't know why people do that.
Still not sure exactly which ones. Critique is taking me around. We're checking a whole bunch of developments. I'm going to make a decision in the next few days. I know some relatives of mine are also going to buy something here. I understand Kenya has its challenges, just as I discussed earlier, but I'm comfortable with these challenges. When I'm paying, these prices for city center real estate with very decent finishings, all these amenities, right next to the heart of the city, in a city that has booming demographics. And
like if you bought this, it's going to be okay in the long term. I just like like I said, investments are mutually exclusive. So you could either do this or that, or you could get two of that versus this or whatever. Why would you put your money in this when there's other better things that you could get? But will you make money from if you bought this? Yeah. But paying more for this makes no sense. Why? How, Sway?
How, Sway?
Get land away from town. Good side with your own design. The money used here will be equivalent to goods. Yeah, well, you're thinking about like buying for yourself. So that's, you know, I get it. It's personal preference, and that's why I'm looking at land as well. But when people say it's a waste of money, like you just don't get it. Like there, if you work in the city, ain't nobody trying to be in traffic for 6 hours driving. What is a reasonable rent price for 3 bedrooms unfurnished in Kilimani? 120 to 150, I think. Last time he came, he bought Chinese. I think they just wanted to show variety. Yeah, but what I don't like is that he brought that chart up thinking this is getting 75,000. Where's that? 85,000 for a 1 bed? Why would a renter pay 85 for this when they could have a 2 bed for the previous one?
Under 7%.
This is a 1 bed?
Net. I mean, you get
Yeah, it's
good
54
solid
square
doors.
meters.
You get
Allegedly.
granite kitchen countertops.
That ain't worth a granite kitchen countertop. Not so many people on the line. Yeah, because we're on Wednesday. Actually, this is a ton of people for Wednesday. I expected 10 people to be in here, which makes for a better experience. On Sunday, we're gonna have to police that chat heavy because we talked about some controversial stuff. Not racist, but anything Indian. I say. Oh man. It says 2 bedroom. How? Where's the other one? Let's look at it again. I'm sorry.
Yes, works are still ongoing, but most of the units are actually done. Cool.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. So Ladislas, this unit.
And you know what? I don't think this is a bad video, but I just get worried that the number reliance on the numbers could be a little misleading. But I'm not getting that much of an impression that it's over reliance on them, so it's not that bad. But that was my impression on his first video that he ever did. But I think his first video, he was out somewhere Thika Road or something, because I was like, where the heck is this?
US dollars 81,000, equivalent to about
Okay,
10.5.
we're looking for the bedroom.
So it's priced in USD.
There's the bedroom.
Yes, you do
this
get
is the
those units
bathroom.
in Nairobi.
Where the heck
priced
is the
in
other
USD.
one?
The monthly rental
But-
here, including service charge, is about
You're trolling
85,000
me,
shillings.
MH.
Including, yeah, as I said, including
Where's the
service
second
charge,
bedroom?
And that yield works out to be just under 7%.
How is this 2 bed? Where is it?
So net yield.
Okay, so you could do
Yes.
85 for
Look,
2,
it's
but where is it?
Probably about 30% more expensive per square meter
Whoppy.
compared to the Chinese development. How can you explain this?
So mainly it's just the finishing. I mean, you get good solid doors, you get granite kitchen countertops,
Whoppy
you get
heel?
wash appliances, you get a heat pump, you get tiling everywhere, the flooring is good quality. And I think personally from our point of view, this is why we chose this unit to invest in. The gross square meters is 54, which makes it a bit more expensive.
I've never seen a 2 bedroom at 54 square meters. I don't see a 2 bedroom. I don't see a second bedroom. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Do y'all see it?
Per square meter. But you do get all the nice finishings and the
Himalaya Horizon. I've been to that one. I thought it was pretty cool, actually. That's Chinese.
top quality, which makes it a valuable.
MH, you got me.
Yeah,
you
so
got
you
me
can
thinking I'm missing stuff. Because it did say 2 bedroom, but where is it? It's over on the other side. I don't think so. They're usually not built that way.
Definitely tell the difference. And can you talk about the amenities as well?
So more amenities than usual.
Okay. Maybe there was some confusion. I once sorted a house around these areas. What I saw was outrageous. I decided to build my own. Yeah, I'm on your time. I'm looking for some land. Finding land is not easy. How do you find land? Do we want to do another video? Real estate lawyer. Look, the lawyer's not Kenyan either. Well, Kenyan, but let's see what
to purchase an apartment. Hello everyone, Ladislas Maurice from the wanderinginvestor.com. So today I'm in Nairobi in Kenya together with my lawyer Safina, who's helping me with my real estate transactions here in Nairobi. How are you, Safina?
Good, thank you, Ladislas.
Good. So can you explain to us the process? So I come to you and I say, I want to buy this apartment.
All right, we covered this before. Is that loud? It feels loud in my ear. Oh, this is the one you're talking about? That he bought them? Nobody wants to live in the village and build. Dang. Some people want to live. Some people do. This is the video I first watched. Let me skip through it real quick.
Ladislas Maurice from the wanderinginvestor.com. So I did a video related to Kenya. I wrote an article on this. You went to the outskirts. We saw apartments that are going for about $250 a square meter. Finishings and the building. There's massive oversupply in terms of 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom apartments, so large apartments. But there is a supply gap in terms of 1-bedroom and studios. Now, this sounds great, but the reality is, as this gap has appeared, now when I go around and I speak to developers, they all have plans for buildings with only studios and 1-bedroom apartments. So there's a supply gap for now, but within a few years it'll get resolved, and you'll see yields.
That is typical of what everyone says to me, is that there's too many, especially in Westlands, too many large units. There's not enough small units.
Clear, it's the growing middle class. It's a new building. There's security in front, parking. The building itself looks good, but, and this is very important, that's something that people need to understand when investing here.
Benjamin, are you talking about Kiambu County? Because it is nice out there. Actually, there's a lot of nice places, but the problem is it's not practical because the traffic, if you have to go into town, is brutal.
A lot of the buildings have maintenance issues.
Yeah, we like to be around the people.
So even though service charges are not particularly cheap, probably about $150 a month, you can see the pool is starting to look a little yucky. The water is not very transparent.
We're talking about maintenance on Sunday. JC, you make good comments, but you're doing all caps. It's annoying.
It's dirty.
Fix that.
No one actually swims here anymore. So when people bought off plan, the building must have looked great on the flyers. And now they end up with a pool that is actually not very usable. I mean, objectively, it's not. I wouldn't jump in here. And you can see just like things just lying around.
I know.
Poor maintenance. Down there,
there's a lack of supervision. Like, stuff's just laying around. No one tells them, like, pick this up.
And all the tiles just piling up. Random fridge here. I don't know.
There's a fridge.
What are these things? It's just, there's nothing. So this is all wasted space in the building. The gym, which must have looked much better in the pamphlets, just is pretty underwhelming.
What county? I don't know Route 11.4 and 11.5. Kangundo Road. I don't know these areas yet. My next time coming out, I'm looking at more stuff outside the city for sure. In this video, he trashes Nairobi. He spoke about the lack of maintenance, poor management. Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure none of these machines, I mean, this machine doesn't look like it works. You really. So this is an example of a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment. 5th floor.
Oh, of this building?
Nice view, very green.
That don't look terrible.
very large, like much larger than most apartments in Europe. Kitchen,
He bought Himalaya Horizon, but his units
large,
were
large
removed due to
pantry
limiting
here.
top flooring build out.
And
Oh, guys, that's a thing that's happening is because of the Raptor Road lawsuit or whatever, and which sparked Nairobi County needing to make update the zoning laws. Some of the developers had to cap their buildings shorter. Interestingly, and I'm speculating, Amethyst, which is coming up in Kilimani from the developer of Emerald, their top 4 or 5 floors were all blocked off, not available for sale initially when it launched. And I suspect that's because either they reserve them, but I also think maybe they might not be allowed to build them. So there's a lawsuit going on, and Nairobi County has to update their zoning. So there's a lot of flux with some of the developments. Can foreigners not resident or living in Kenya buy apartments? Yes, you can. He said if you slip them a bill, they'll give your apartment out for a night. Why would you give them access to it? These desolate build-outs are why I'm not bothered by service maintenance fees. Is that trashing Nairobi or trashing bad maintenance? Yep, had to return their money and developers were pissed.
people find interesting, which is not very common.
I think it's a positive thing if they come up with a good
this
planning.
Is like an outdoors kitchen for the help.
All right.
Own.
Where's the trash Nairobi at?
Here again, you have a place. So a lot of. So here are some examples of some pamphlets. I went to see a few developers, and look, it all looks beautiful. It all looks nice. This is this would be about $1,300 per square meter. Look, beautiful.
Okay.
But
Escada.
this one here,
That's a good one.
location.
Escada's nice.
Another one.
That's complete now.
Look, just the typical propaganda. But
you see,
and this one here.
That's like okay. So that's a really good point. You're buying the developer off plan. So this is why I wouldn't buy one if I can't see their track record, because you're buying the track record based off of what you think they can do. Because that Escada, nice, delivered. Some of this other stuff, maybe not. I feel like if you're not confident enough to sell those units, you shouldn't be confident enough to use that floor height in all. Yeah, I agree. But they're not selling them. I know, it's weird because then all your renders and everything are different. It is a problem. This is why this channel exists, right? So, like, if you came there the first time, you would have no clue about any of this stuff. So at least you can be informed about it, because no one's going to tell you that. And no one told me that other than I know what's going on with the city. And by their behavior is what made me think that maybe it's not approved for that height. Now, if you use FKC Legal in the due diligence, they will discover that while you're negotiating. Yeah, Escada has great Airbnb rates for renters. And, you know, I was talking with Kai, and we were having a conversation about, you know, having a restaurant open to the public, does that hurt the value of your property or increase it? Escada has rooftop 270, which is dope. That's one of my favorite places to go. If I can't think of somewhere to go, I'm going there. It's always a good time. They got great service. It's a vibe. Good, classy clientele up there, but it's on top of and it's a public access. Many of the developers think that's a bad idea. I kind of think it's a good idea, because if you're in Westlands, you're in Westlands for a reason. You want it, like MH said, you're in there to be in the mix. And how much better is it to have a really amazing restaurant in your on the roof of your building? I think it's good. I like it, but it's not for everybody. I think it helps the rent. So if so people have been asking me where they should stay, and I've been recommending Escada. I don't stay there because I don't like paying a premium. I stay in Kilimani when I was doing Airbnbs and personally coming, because I'd rather spend the money out and about than in my room. But also, Kilimani doesn't bother me, but many people will find, I don't know why, Westlands is just easier. People feel safer or whatever, but that's kind of my perspective. What do you guys think about that, though? Like, is it a turnoff to have a public access restaurant in your apartment? The rooftop is fire. Pandora got stuck with the 22 floor massive models. Yes, you can. Sky Nest restaurant is a nice middle ground. It doesn't crowd my rooftop with randoms, but still incentivizes solid food. Yeah, Sky Nest is cool because what's that fancy place they got on the first floor? I can't think of the name. I think it could be a good thing. It's the rooftop that has it booked out, in my opinion. The amenities matter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because if it's a private only, like only the residents, it's not going to be that good. Many have bought. That's why I like Skynest too. Skynest is good. Skynest shows its age, but like the way the lobby is like a hotel, it's very relatable for people to come and go through there, and their like service is a little bit better and they have more security, right? I hate though when I got to fight with randoms to get to my pool or whatever. Yeah, because the pool is on the other side of the restaurant, so that you want to be chilling. Now you're seeing random people. I see both sides. I don't know. All right, what else are we talking about? It's funny to see the
So
Escada
about
brochure.
$700 a square meter in Parklands rooftop pool. So, I mean, objectively, you're paying $700 a square meter for. It's also very hard to choose the development. I'll just give you an example.
You see how he's pricing everything by square meter, but we don't even know what the square meters are. So how do you know what the actual price is per square meter? Oh, Slate. Yeah. Thank you.
I like this right
That's
here.
right. Most of these resident only cafes, bars are dead. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My building has one. It like the coffee shop thing is cool, but it's not. The restaurant is like, first of all, they can't make money. They're not that competitive. So I think making them public makes them a lot better. I live most of the year in Japan, but sushi at Slate with jalapenos hits. Oh, I didn't know. I never ate at Slate.
I like this right here.
Just bored workers staring at you. Yeah. And there's, for some reason, it's still slow.
I saw two buildings next to each other. One was complete. Apartments were going for about $1,300 a square meter, mostly 3 bedrooms, and are often very poorly managed.
That's a big deal. You guys, uh, when you buy one of these units, you become part of the HOA. You have like a voting share in the management. So it's important that you have good management to maintain the property, for sure. Because like the management on my Lavington property is pretty crappy. I'm trying to fire them right now, actually. But we got to get all our sectional title deeds and then form a new management company or hire a new one because the original developer is still there and they suck. It's horrible. So that is something to think about. And that goes back to look at their past developments, because if you see neglect already and it's only been a year or two, that's what your property is going to look like later. Get Bupa insurance. I guess that's answering the insurance question from a bit ago. Geez. Real estate. Taxes. Let's see what he says about taxes.
But something that you can't manage really is the tax issue. So taxes in Kenya on rental income for non-residents is a flat 30% withholding tax. So it means you can't deduct any of the property management fees, property taxes, etc. It's a straight up 30%.
That's not to my understanding. I thought it was 10. I could be wrong. They have dress code for Kenyans only. That's messed up. I don't like that. I picked up a unit with Hefe, and if it doesn't work out, I'm blaming. Wait a minute. I gave a disclaimer about that. I gave a disclaimer. I have not vetted that developer. I vetted the diplomat, not Hefe. That's a horrible name, by the way. Why do you do that? Who came up with that? I love the location, though.
Withholding tax on gross rental income, and that honestly is a complete deal.
My worst nightmare is to lead someone astray. He was very anti-ATM. What? ATM?
Breaker. This makes investing in Kenyan property really not worth it. It's objectively uninvestable. There are some double tax treaties depending on where you live. If there's a double tax treaty between Kenya and your country of tax residency, in some cases this amount can be reduced, but then again it's a withholding tax on gross rental income, which is a lot higher than on net rental income after all the deductions. Overall, I find that property is good value for money. It's great if you want to live here. And actually Kenya, very few people know this, but Kenya is a very interesting tax base in the sense that it does not tax non-Kenyan source investment income. So if you live in Kenya, if you're a tax resident in Kenya, and you have investment income from overseas, you do not have to pay a single cent to the Kenyan tax authorities. Though it's good value, one, the rental income, the tax situation makes it uninvestable, and two, I don't see any catalysts for a re-rating of property prices here in Nairobi. They are building a lot, and they're building also because there's a lot of money laundering from Somalia and South Sudan that ends up in construction here in Kenya. So a lot of that Western aid that going to Somalians.
All right, cool. I think that's good for today. Noise pollution, dual carriageway. Kim, what's going on? Hi, how are you? I've come in late. From what month, year is this video? The last video I watched of his, he had already convinced some of his friends' family to buy. This particular one is the oldest one. This is the 4 years ago one. But we've reviewed the most recent one, most recently, if that makes sense. So dang, he got 284,000 views on this video. And this one, how many views this got? 50,000. Okay. I'm jealous. Dang. Really? What? A few years back. He was very weird then. He was weird and got unweird? This one's 4 years ago.
Spending about 2-3 weeks in the capital city in Nairobi. So reading the Daily Nation.
Oh, look at this. Interesting character. I'll just say that so they don't arrest me at the border.
That there's an IMF loan that's happening. Company, it turns out it's a Chinese-owned company. I went to their office yesterday, tried to meet with management. It was you could tell that no one was working on commission. No one is really even interested in selling anything. It's just you go there and you buy it at this price. That's it. No negotiations, nothing. So what we're going to do today is we are going to take the car and head out. It's 40 minutes outside of Nairobi.
Dog, 285K views?
And we're going to go have a look at. So Sasha's Volvo is pretty cool,
Look.
but there's one big drawback. Sasha, can you elaborate on it?
Not enough spare parts.
You never would
So
know
last
local
time you had an
Kenyans.
issue, how long did it take you to get spare parts?
I had to wait about four.
Skyscape fence, really cool. Nairobi's fantastic from that point of view. I don't know if it's listed. It's something I'd have to look into. Side of the units.
Where the heck is he at?
So Jerry was very kind enough to answer a few of my questions. So we'll just I'll ask them here again. So Jerry, how much rent do you pay for the 3-bedroom apartment?
The 3-bedroom apartment, we pay about 27,000 shillings, but that includes a service charge of, I think, 2,000 if I'm not wrong.
Okay, so okay,
If that makes sense. I don't.
okay.
I have no patience
And the
left,
developer's
guys.
offering them brand new cash at 2.9, but then you have.
I gotta step my game up. I need 250,000 views.
So I met in Nairobi.
What I gotta do? What I gotta do? I feel like, oh no, I'm trying not to hate right now. Have him on the channel. What will we talk about? I don't know what we would talk about.
Currently is the profile of people you know, so that this is something that
All right. My attention span is gone. Yep, that lady. I didn't want it to show up in the algorithm. Unless they come arrest me or something. What's going on, guys? How was it? Did we enjoy our Wednesday today? I got to go to Atlantic City. Mandatory fun is required. It was random. Most of his other videos were reasonable. Oh, okay. I don't know, guys. That's all I wanted to do today. Sunday, all our reasonable, responsible, critical thinkers hop on. We're going for a ride for Frank Zanu. Let me bring up the thumbnail. Oh boy. This one. This is what we're doing. Let's bring it up. We're doing this. If you haven't seen Frank Zanu, no black country will ever develop. That's what we're doing on Sunday. I'm going to get canceled. I have thoughts. I have many thoughts. Bring your thoughts. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a good time. We're going to ban all the trolls. Criticism is welcome. Trolling is not. Disagreements are welcome. Are you going for the cream event? Whoa. Jeez, that's kind of forward. Yes, trigger warning. Big trigger warning for that. Any housekeeping notes? I'll be out there in January. Time's coming up. I've been losing weight and getting fit just in time for me to be back in Kenya and have trouble maintaining it. I still got a little stomach, but my upper abs are starting to come in as they do. So it's a lot better. No, Ryan, you being mom. Wait, what? What are we? What's not helping? Oh no! I thought it would. I was. Never mind. Oh. Invite Wodemaya. What am I? I got 8K subs, 9K. No one's worth thinking about me. Subs don't matter actually, like on your numbers, but we're doing this. Don't promote that anti-black mess. It's not. It's actually the word maintenance is, I think about it all the time. I have examples. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're taking the risk. Okay? There's a European house music DJ duo having an event there, which, wait, where? At Atlantic City? Oh. I'm going to a League of Municipalities. It's like a conference for everyone that works in and around government here in New Jersey. Bunch of dorks. But they run the country, or the state. So I go there, and because I do marketing campaigns for local politicians and county. I actually left. I was in Kenya when it was campaign season. I left so much money on the table. Some of my friends are in county positions and stuff that they did. I seen people do video and stuff for them that was very similar to my style. Very disappointing. I left a lot of money to come to Kenya, you know. Controversial show. I got an uncle who would love to chime in. Okay, yeah, we'll do. Maybe we'll have some people call in. I don't know, because we do have that capability up here. I don't know if you guys watched this video. When he showed up on TikTok, I thought he was Uncle Ruckus. Okay, I really thought it was some anti-blackness, but then I thought about what he's saying, and I played a sound drop, but it's loading from my NAS system, so it took so long, it didn't work. I thought he was hating, but I don't think he's. I think it's a good conversation to have because it has to do with the maintenance of the properties and such. But it's going to get me canceled. So the lives will probably no longer continue after Sunday. Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time. He's a Thomas Sowell type.
At work here.
There he is. There's Uncle Ruckus.
Let's get this party started.
But we have to do it. I have thoughts. So if you want to get triggered, watch this video because we're gonna talk about it. We are gonna talk about it. So what was your guys' overall opinion about the wandering investor and everything? I don't know. It's cool. I just felt like he's a little bit more academic about it. They'll run you out of here like they did Austin. Yo, what's up? We lost Austin. He met a girl. He's like, oh, I could be more focused out here. Bro, you met a girl. That's what happened. I ought to be a young man again. Travel the world. You know? It's cool. Yeah, I'm scared to get ran out of Kenya, though, by being taken out of context, really. Getting canceled just helps you. No, don't. Not in Kenya. They still canceling people. They'll turn your lights off. They'll cancel all your Glovo won't work no more. You better not play. You're going to piss Kenyans off. Man, that's not good for you. Wandering gave anti-black. Yes, I agree. I didn't want to dive into that, but I agree. But the investment numbers made too much sense to him. Yeah, man. Yeah. And this is why I do take it personally when I get like negativity from Kenyans because I come in the market, I'm promoting all the Kenyan people, local Kenyans, putting them in the front of the content. It's not even about me most of the time. And y'all be mad at me? What? This guy come, he don't even interact with nobody in the local economy. 250,000 views. He still is very academic about it, all about the numbers and such, but it seems like Nairobi has really grown on him. He's talking about how some of those apartment blocks are. Is the type that will come to Kenya and not be anywhere. Yes. I hate that. But Kenyans don't mind. Y'all don't be minded when they come and just, never mind, I'm about to get canceled. Oh my God, a white guy likes to come here. It's amazing. We don't need passport bros. We need serious investors. Good for families. Another time he bought 4 of his fellows and good friends to check properties out. Any sports betting on Austin's new girl over or under 3 weeks? Oh man, we can't be. We can't be. I like Austin. I think he is living a dream that is amazing, and the bravery to do that and then share your experiences and deal with the attention that that has brought is cool. See, we're getting toxic. We're getting toxic. I didn't get that. I feel like anti-black ain't even coming to Kenya and saying things like a. Yeah, but he's not in Nairobi. He not even. That's the thing. They come and they insulate from Kenyans. I think that's what we're talking about. They love some of your Irish fam. Yeah, they do. They do. I get advantages for being how I am. I don't like it, but whatever. I don't know. Don't hate to play it. Hate the game, I guess. It's not me, and not my life. I didn't choose that. It is ironic from I feel you, MH. I get the same vibe, but I don't know. That don't play it. They don't care about that stuff. Those weird dynamics that you see aren't they don't pick up on it, or I don't know. He invests in so many different countries, so the view numbers are somewhat accurate given the demographic composition. That's true. I was going to say that. I'm being facetious a little bit, guys. Like, I get it. I get it. When I come, I do plan to go to another country from Kenya. I really have been thinking about going to Ethiopia. They have not finished their new property owner laws, from my understanding, but they are opening up certain purchases to foreigners, which would be a cool thing to do. Ethiopia's economy is doing well. They are funding things without debt. The history there, culture, et cetera, could be cool. It's just hard to leave Nairobi. Even going to Mombasa or the coast is kind of like a bummer to me. I know it's funny, a lot of people that come always want to go to the coast. After a couple days, the coast is like, ugh. I know I got to do the coast tour when I come back, so that we definitely doing that. But it's between Ethiopia and Cape Town, South Africa. I will do some real estate there, but I would purely be doing it for content and observation. I don't think I'd consider buying. I just want to see some of the beauty in Cape Town, because that area over there looks very beautiful. The dream of upsetting locals in every city and then blaming them must have been French in past life. Sorry, y'all. Ryan wants to do. Can it turn me into a player? Wasn't you? It's not my fault. It's not my fault. What's up with the bride price? What am I getting for my money? All right. The real estate has been fun to watch. I follow an African American lady married to an Ethiopian guy. Ethiopian food on top. Unfortunately, don't tell anyone because there's not a lot of people in here now. We're about to wrap it up, but I don't eat the meats. So, I don't know. When people tell me food, I'm like, it's got a lot of meat because I don't eat that. I don't put no meat in my mouth. Okay. It's a decision I made a long time ago. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say about the lady situation. I don't know. It's trouble, man. Like I might just give it up. Oh yeah, see? Kenya got good vegetarian options. Can't have Niamachoma. I'd be trying to pronounce things too hard. Oh no. Yeah. Well, Ethiopia is also does the raw meat thing, right? Oh, they have great non-meat. But I hear Ethiopia is more like you really got to know people. No veggies. Goodness gracious. That's crazy. I don't really like veggies that much either, to be honest. I just don't eat meat. Don't ask me what I eat. It don't make any sense. Halal meat will change the game for you. It's ethical and tastes good. I can't eat the meats, man. Can't kill the poor little piggies. And, well, that's not halal. The poor little chickens. You're getting a Kenyan passport for that bride price. That's, I don't know. Why he lying? I know Ryan loves to meet.
Whoa there.
He got a membership at Arby's. Oh, God.
Whoa there.
Halfway emotional.
Bride price is a thank you, not a purchase, as most people say. Thank you. They should thank me. Oh, no. Oh, he thinks he's the prize. Oh, no. Kenyan Chippendale's coming soon. Run and gets his bread up. Oh, my God. Correct. And you only pay what her father paid. That ain't, they going to overcharge me. Why buy the cow when you can just get the milk for free? For raising a queen you want to marry. I think I've reached max cynicism.
City boy, city boy.
Thank the parents for what? For her existence? Do they got to thank my parents? Actually, don't thank thank my parents, but extortion is real. I don't know. What? I don't know. Also, I'm not even at that point. I was at that point for a little second, then. Ryan gotta go, y'all. He getting his nails done. I gotta bump that bride price. I know you're not supposed to, as a man, you're not supposed to want anything, but what are they bringing to the table? Oh, I said it. I said it. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Bloody hell.
I did say it, though. Taking care of her, it's a cultural thing. What cultural aspects like benefit me though? Right? Because I feel like a lot of it is the guy has all these responsibilities, which is fine. But if you're going to ask me to do a whole bunch of stuff, I'm an investor. What do I get for my investment that I couldn't get without investing? Marriage is a business decision. Exactly. What am I getting? Marry into high Kenyan society for connections. I'm doing pretty good without all that. You know? Men want a mate. I don't want that. Like, okay. You can cook? Wow. I can order food. I could hire a cook. I could hire a house lady for cheaper than what I'm paying. Like, make it make, okay, it's a business decision, make it make sense. Convince me, you know? That you could sleep with? Wow, I'm sorry, the value of that ain't that high. Ryan wants to be the princess. You can't get, bro, here's the thing. They waiting in line, and I don't gotta pay. So why am I paying? Peace of mind? It's the opposite of peace of mind. It's literally the opposite of peace. You know when you have peace of mind when you're just chilling? Have you already been married? I've never been married. You've been red pilled. No hope for you. I mean, is it okay for me to ask what I get or no? Because they're very adamant about what they're supposed to get and what they want. What do I get? I think it's a reasonable question. Unless you guys are gaslighting me, I can't have anything. What can I have? Ryan said, "Why would I want a girlfriend when I got this bottom?" No. Don't pay. We give a. I'm just saying, what do I get? Because why am I buying something that's free? Or it's a thank you. Why buy? You can just rent. If renting is cheaper than buying, why would you buy? I didn't know this was going to happen today.
Oh, God.
He sends an invoice for his time, sir. Convince me. You know what it is? Like, you want to be bought? What am I buying? They want you to buy something and don't even tell you what you get. That's crazy. Whatever decision you make, you got to be aware. Don't get exactly. I don't want to buy a lemon. Do I get a refund? I don't think so. Rent kids too. No, I mean, you surely don't need. There's a line that they're waiting in. Pay some school fees. Progeny. I don't think you have to buy one of those. I don't think so. Ryan, the type to ask his kid why he's paying for being. No, that's different. That is different. That is different. I got to figure this out, though, because I do want to have kids. But, like, the ladies' part, y'all getting real demanding. But put some of that energy in what are you contributing? Contribute, do something. And I don't mean money. Don't make your kids. I don't know. I'm about to go the dark route. About to go the dark route. You know? They make it hard to keep them. You know? Like, why am I doing this? Why am I keeping, like, I just don't, I don't see it. Why am I keeping them? Start getting entitled. You got to do more than just exist. That's my thing. You know? I don't mind paying for everything and supporting, but like, just for you to exist. I don't care if you Beyonce. If all you're doing is existing, I'm good. I'm good, love.
Emotional damage.
Real talk, though, it's support. A good woman or whatever you're into should compliment you. It's yes. Compliment me. That's what I'm asking. How are they complimenting me? I don't feel very complimented. I feel obliged to do things. I feel like I have a job. But the job doesn't pay you or do anything. Don't be a statistic. Signs of early divorce. You know? What? Okay. You know what it is? The guy's responsibilities are very clear cut. When it comes to the women's responsibilities, it's hazy. Ryan moving like Drake. I'm about to, for real, actually.
Goddamn.
Does Kenya have the same issues? Not on the legal side from my investigations, but Nairobi specifically is quite modernized. So they got to come for free and no, they don't got to pay nothing. But what do I get for paying for everything and taking care of everything and making all the decisions and making sure you don't do stuff that you shouldn't do and that we guide this thing in the right direction and waste money because they want to do stuff inefficiently and, you know. Then maybe marriage isn't for you. Lord, send the flood.
Goddamn.
So what do you want from women? What do you have to offer is my question. Ryan, move around in the right circles and you'll meet a good one. The men in my family are married to real stand-up women, but he warned the men are great providers. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the providing. I mean, like, that's easy. But what happens is it becomes an expectation. And when you start putting on pressure on me for what you expect from me, I'm naturally going to be like, well, what the heck are you doing to contribute to this thing? If we're a unit, if we're a unit now, all these, you want to hold me to this standard of doing all this stuff. What is the standard that you should be held to? No, you're talking about your own trauma, not a real partner. When you meet the right one, you wonder how you did it without them. That's gay. I ain't never wondered that my whole life. Oh, how did I live without you? Not me, dog. No, no. Mm-mm. That's not my life. The man saying he don't need any woman. No. Now, do you need them? Do you need to keep them? That's the question. Because you know when you have a rental, oh man, I'm about to get in trouble. Oh man. Right. Trying to suit you. You know, like when you rent, you can get a, you know, never mind. I'm not making that amount. No, never mind. There's no 50-50 in marriage and divorce according. Yeah, the laws are better, but you should just do a prenup anyway. Everyone should have a prenup. So everyone knows what the rules are. Yeah, I was about to crash out. Oof. Oh Lord. Why are we talking like this today? I don't know. I'm procrastinating. I don't feel like going to Atlantic City. So no one made a pitch other than a maid and a cook. Oh wow. Wow, thanks. That was the best offering. Come on, ladies. Don't bring yourselves down to being a maid and a cook. That's not good. Y'all have so much more to offer. Marriage is the only way to go. Otherwise, it's pay for play. And you, no, it's not. Also, with the level of expectation that these ladies have as their boyfriend slash husband, you're paying. My question is, what do you get for your payment? I said a complimentary partner, and he, no, I'm referring to another comment. What? How do they compliment you? This is like how. What is the value add? Maybe I made the right people. Also, you know, in Kenya, you know, the thing is, there's this whole women dating foreigner world that you probably don't want to deal with those kind of ladies, and you'll know them because they already know the game. That's not good. So, but I've met some ladies from good families, and they had date problems too. I don't, no, y'all not helping me. I'm asking for help, and y'all making fun of me and telling me I'm hopeless. Where am I going wrong? You're just a rent payer who buys. Help, guys, help me. I have a lot to offer. I just want to feel like I'm not being taken advantage of. Are you a fetish in Kenya? I'm everything. I'm in high demand. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a problem to get one without paying any money. It's really not. So it's like, why am I doing all this? I get a new one. Any role can be reduced. Like I can get a lady have a good time, vibe, whatever. Without doing all that, if you once you try to take somebody serious, now they put all these burden of expectation on you. But what am I getting that's different? I don't put ladies in the content. How high we see? Y'all ain't never seeing no lady. Well, not really. This is anti-cultural norms is what is making Western men behave like women. I agree. But kind of like the same Western problem is a little bit of a thing because it's like in the West, they will, even women here will have all these expectations of you. But what are they doing? I agree. Money isn't the issue for you, Ryan. You just need to filter for quality. What is quality? That's what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, what is quality? What does a quality woman do for her man? Please tell us what you would want from a woman. Are you only looking in Kenya? Because Africa is big. Well, I'm in Kenya and the US, so that's kind of my options. Plus, not everyone in Kenya is Kenyan, you know. This issue of anti-cultural norm. Yep. We saw that road trip. Yeah, it's cool. What does a nice wine with dinner do for you? It's a nice time. It's relaxing. It's enjoyable. What does coffee in the morning? It gives you energy. No, dessert before bed makes you fat. Don't do that. But do you think you need a woman for that? Because you don't. A woman who wants you but doesn't need you. Well, what are your standards? You should know that for yourself. What are your deal breakers? I'm asking, okay, because ladies have all the same requests. Like a man's supposed to know his role regardless, right? Why don't y'all know yours? And not anyone in particular, but like, I gotta tell you. Nah, she is the drink. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. I was in the army. I ate MREs. Like I survived without uh, wine with dinner. That's it. Some wine. Wow. Some wine with dinner is the metaphor. I can. There's, yeah. No. It's the feeling he's speaking about. Oh my. Maybe I'm not the feeling type of guy. You know. I don't know. Definitely not gay. It's just no. You're confusing two things. You're confusing keeping them and having women around. Why? Like, I don't. Where is the added benefit from keeping them? That's all I want to know. I haven't seen a good answer other than she's like wine after dinner. What? This is not a popular opinion I have, apparently. Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint you. I'm looking for help. Maybe it's me, right? I'm in the minority. help me. I need help. Because I could just juggle. I'm trying not to be a player and just keep renting new cars. Yeah, for the stability aspect. But it's seeming like a bad deal. I try not to do bad deals. But is it unrealistic for me to ask for something like to feel like I'm getting the value back that I'm putting in? What's your type and where can you find them? It's only getting better from there. And also, I'm at the peak of my power. And now you want me to give it up? For who? For what? Loads of people cohabitating. My type? I don't got a type. I have a type, I guess, but who cares? That's how they look at stuff. Like I don't. The looks thing is like I don't care if they were a 10 out of 10. If I'm in a dynamic that's like 100% everything, like they don't add value, I don't care, and I don't mean money. Like, how are you adding to this unit? You don't seem to value anything that nothing's been proposed other than cooking and cleaning. I value that as much as it costs. As a wife, she has responsibilities that are geared. Okay, what are they? Now we're getting somewhere. Because I don't feel supported, but I feel like I'm required to do lots of support. Where's my support? Ryan, you don't get pets either? What do you mean? Yeah, I have pets. His type is desperate and free.
Goddamn. Oh, God. Emotional, damn it.
Oh, my God. No, I have pets. I love my pets. And yes, I take care of them. But my pets don't walk around nagging me, expecting, like, having high expectations for things, for me to be a certain way. My pets accept me for me. Quality is not in the club. Yeah, I never met no girl in the club. I agree.
I like this right here.
Well, I never tried to keep a girl from the club. That's probably a better way to say it. Oh no! Hey, editor, don't clip these clips. These are staying right. This is a members only section. Ryan, you need to figure out what you want. You know what it is? I don't need for anything. I don't need anything. So, but if you need stuff, and I don't need stuff, why do you buy? Well, I get a return on my investment when I buy real estate, right? So like, you buy it, you rent it out, they give you money. So you get value. You get value back for what you have invested in. You have to trust the universe. Oh no. Coffee lifts you up and gives you energy. See, but maybe they not uplifting me. See, now we're getting somewhere. I need to be uplifted. Uplift me. Wine helps you relax. And yeah, where's all that? Help me relax. But you know what? I'm in a good space in my life. I don't know. I'm already lifted up and pretty relaxed. Dessert's a cool thing, but eating too much dessert, you're going to get fat. She's your rib. The support is intangible. See? That's the stuff. 777. That's your girl. She's there for you when you're having a rough day. To cheer you up and help you relax. She's there on good days to take it to that extra level. Maybe, I don't know, man. All my days are pretty good. Could they be better? I don't know. How is Kia doing with the ladies? He seems more reasonable. Wait, Kia? Who are you talking about? Like you're not getting good answers because this comment. What is? If you're dating girls that don't give you these things, then who you be with? Maybe I'm not having rough days, so like, how am I going to be uplifted when I don't need it? You're not wrong about renting because they let it happen. It is what it is. A whole lot of women learning tonight why they're supposed to wait to give up their goods until marriage. That's the thing here in the U.S. Girls will be casual with you and won't want to call you their boyfriend. And you're like, okay, cool with me, I guess. You want quality without commitment. I'm fine with committing. It's not, my thing is, we need to be equally yoked. Yeah, people, y'all might understand that terminology, right? You asked, then look at the answers like, couldn't it be me? That's cool, but don't ask. You're like, why would I ever? Curious to know what your dream girl looks like. I have it. It's so like looks are important, but it's kind of not that important, to be honest. Honestly, I think if they're 8, 9, 10, they probably not a keeper. I don't know who's a keeper actually, anyway. So, but that definitely not 8, 9, 10. Rent, don't buy, rent. Many of us already on that wave. Kai, your buddy from LA. Oh, same. I mean, never mind. I can't. I'm gonna let Kai speak for Kai. I'm at least try. Like I have intention, but I'm not seeing. Marriage offers companionship, tranquility, mercy, and offspring. Only a righteous woman will give you that. Companionship, tranquility, and mercy. Okay. If you had a wife, you want to be on live with us. Then I want to be building this. What would I be doing? Sitting up, boo loving all day? If you're looking to start a family, it makes sense. If not, you won't find value in a woman. So their only value is having kids?
Goddamn.
I would hope not. Equally yoked. He's looking for a bodybuilder. Oh my God.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, but see, now we're reducing women to their ability to reproduce. Like that's the only time they're worth keeping? You said it, not me. I didn't say that. What Ryan needs is a strong partner to lift him up and put him into bed at night. So fight off the scammers and thieves. That's real value. Dude. Somebody could. Oh my gosh. Nah, girl. Not just about a family. I don't know, guys. I I shared my heart with you, and I sought your help on the internet. That's a mistake. But no, I don't know. I'm I'm just as lost as when I started. I need therapy. That's a little gay. Therapy is a little gay. Talk about gay. Therapy is gay. Plus, I'm telling honestly, for real, I am like in the happiest moment and phase of my life ever. I feel the most peaceful I've ever felt. I feel totally on my purpose. I feel every day is blessed. I feel grateful, actually. Thanksgiving's coming up. When I wake up, I feel gratitude every single day in a real way. I'm like, dang, I can't believe I lived this life. And I'm not super rich or anything like that, but I have my freedom to do what I want to do, to live, go after my passions, do whatever I want to do. Good mental space. I'm getting better in the physical space. And maybe that's a problem. I really don't need I don't need anything. What do you get the person that has everything? You know, like I'm in such a good space, not materially, but I'm in a good space. I don't know. Ryan want to be one of the girlies. I'm I'm gonna play back these clips at the wedding.
Oh God.
Yeah, Ryan said you will lease. Oh God. Oh God.
Haram.
You feel financially stable, but your future is very uncertain. No, I am in total command of my life and what I decide to do. That's the coolest thing. And I have the power to manifest what I want to see happen. It's a very good feeling, to be honest. If you start a family, then you provide for her and your kids, yes, because you want to bring them up in a great family setting. It's not just her getting them. I agree with that. I hate when ladies say my kid. But I just think like, okay, we're dating and you have all these expectations of me. Naturally, I'm just like, well, what the heck are you doing? Especially if I'm here in the US and they over there, but they want you to do all the stuff. What the heck are you doing? You know? I don't like mixing my work with a relationship. Trust me, I've done that. I've learned my lessons. But like help me, I don't know, be my assistant, manage this calendar. I don't know, do all but actually I would tell you no if you offered, but I don't even get an offer for no help. That's why you wanted marriage and kids. I think you don't need a wife. You being single is good. I think so. You need a wife. Why? That's a good question. These comments are crazy. You guys are so much fun. We need a live dedication. Oh, this is basically a members only live because I shouldn't even be talking about this stuff. Expectations go both ways. This is my point. But if we had a scale and we put what you want me to do and what I need you to do is not near, it's very unbalanced. I don't need you to do anything. Hence, because if I'm taking care of everything and you're living your best life, I would expect my partner to appreciate that, number one. And then number two, find ways to um, like add value to that situation, not just go enjoy, like live your best soft life and what, you know? Like it's cool. You want your girl to be in her feminine energy and all that. That's cliche or whatever, but not have to worry about stuff. I agree with all that. But what, I'm just here to make you happy. Sounds like a thankless job. Woman going blind while pregnant, and he's, man, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop the cap.
Stop it. Stop that. Taking extreme examples. Go blind then, and then I'll take care of you because you went blind. You know? You ain't going blind. Being dramatic. Here we go. Edith. I think she got some sense. Let's go. I didn't read it yet.
I like this right here.
I'm just manifesting this to be a good comment. A good wife is a multiplier, not just in the sense of reproducing babies, but a wise woman would be able to bring her input into how to multiply and build wealth, invest, and grow a legacy. See? Do some multiplying, please. They just trying to take stuff. That's what I've been experiencing, a lot of taking. And it comes from this you're the man thing. Oh, you're the man. You're supposed to. Okay, that's fine. No problem. But don't that come with something? Black women are more likely to die in child. What does that have to do with the tea in China? If they die, that would be horrible. Ryan wants an accountant. No, I don't. Edith auditioning. Oh my God. See, no one can even say anything. That's wild. Take it easy. But see, she came in with a good comment. She the only one trying to help me. All of y'all calling me gay. Wait, do I have a sound for that? No, I don't. I need to add one. Telling me I'm toxic. Telling me I want to paint my nails black. See, now it's about to be traffic now when I go to Atlantic City. I was looking for help. And, you know, I just got verbally abused by y'all, spilling my heart out, sharing my only problem in life. It's really my only problem. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't have real problems. So, and it's not big, you know. I'm telling you, they're going to make me a player for life. I mean, it ain't that bad. It ain't a bad life. I don't know. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Betty Boy Olympics. I'll just say Kai's worse than me, okay? Since this is members only. Clip guy, don't clip none of this in this don't clip none of this. All right, guys, it's been really fun. I was looking for answers. Y'all let me down. Y'all let me down real bad.
Emotional damage.
I hope we had a good real estate conversation. I don't know how we got here. Wasn't planning on any of this. Next stop, Thailand. Oh my, see, that's funny. Oh man. Wandering investor, better than I thought. Because when I watched it, I was like, ugh, it's not giving me the right vibe I like. But probably could be helpful. Remember, don't just crash out and do things. Make sure you talk to the right people. There are people that know reputable people, whether it's me or somebody else. Please do your due diligence on investing. Careful about the numbers. And tune in Sunday. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to get canceled. Going to get ran out of Kenya. Hopefully not. I'm gonna bring my best words. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the members. Drink more water. That name is crazy. That name is more toxic than me. Ain't none of y'all say nothing about that. Join the membership. Lots of value. I'll be in Kenya in January. See you guys.